the I'm a Fan of podcast, music, comedy, and more.
Janna Wilson, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in. You are, I mean this in a loving way, okay, the way I'm about to say it. You are a character I'm very interested in this scene. And I mean that like you have your own little vibe going about you. And that's part of what was just kind of attracting me to the Love Mic, the open mic.
Yeah.
It seems weird in all the right ways.
And it really is. It really is. And thanks for being a fan of.
Yeah. How long have you been running the mic now?
4 years in January.
Where was the initial one? Because the first one I saw was when you guys were live streaming at Sundown, Sundown at Granada, right? So what was the original spot? Was it Sundown? No? How many versions have we gone through here?
There was one main, I think I want to talk about the first one. So I don't know if I wanted to put the name.
Sure. Yeah.
But I was a volunteer. I actually thought I wanted to be a comedian. And so I went to an open mic because I saw the blind comedian like checking in at this place. And I was like, okay, well, it's my birthday. Hey guys, it's my birthday. I'm going to go do comedy for the first time. Come to my birthday party. So I had tons of people show up. I ended up doing it 10 weeks.
Comedy 10 weeks?
Yeah. But I got tired of hearing myself. Like, my life was a joke, so I thought I could do it. And I didn't want to be a comedian.
Yeah. But you had the right intentions to start. That's the way a lot of them go in, is like, this all feel like everything feels like it's done and I need to talk about it. And they go in there. It's what turned you off of it, though?
I got tired of hearing myself.
You just didn't like talking
the
about your
same
stuff.
shit. Like, I'm improv.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be funny as fuck. At some point throughout this thing, just because I'm quick-witted.
Yeah.
And even comedians today even say, well, you should probably think about doing it. And I'm like, I'm just not feeling it. But maybe like later in life when that's all I get to do is write or something. But I'm more of an improv girl.
Well, that's like the first thing a lot of people don't realize about stand-up, which I was guilty of too when I was watching it, for a long time, is I was under the impression that these people were just funny and they're getting up there and winging it, right? And then it was such an education when I found out, I was like, oh my God, they're doing the same material over and over and over for like a couple years until they just dial it in flawlessly. So I get what you mean if you were tired of hearing what what you were talking about.
Yeah, because I didn't want to put the time in to write.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that was it. But then I was like, wow, well, I never knew open mics had like really good musicians. I had never heard of an open mic, been to an open mic.
So no musical background other than just enjoying music? No instruments, no bands? Really?
I didn't even listen to music before this.
What do you mean? Before running the mic? What do you mean you didn't listen to music? That sounds insane.
I know.
You got to explain.
I just want to inspire people about mental health through comedy, and my life was a joke, so I thought that's how I would do it. And then
But not listening to music.
I was a podcast. I don't have a TV.
So like when you're driving...
No, I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm fucking busy learning other shit. Like, music to me and anything I put in my eyes and ears, I'm careful because I'm delicate and I'm gullible. This AI is getting me. So I literally like... And when I do listen to some music sometimes, like, because this girl at work, she'll put on all this... I'm just like... Poor babies. Like, I'm a mental health advocate, 20 plus years. I've been a life coach. So it's just hard for me to, like, the softest would be like Christian music seems the easiest thing for me to listen to because it's clean. And I'm not that clean. I'm a pretty, I have a pretty interesting mouth on me.
I heard you doing the MC work.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for coming in incognito. But
I don't know. I try to do that. Like, I don't like having pressure on me, and I don't like putting any pressure on other people either, So I like to just kind of drop in, drop out.
Waffles did that to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, don't you think that that's better to just do your thing and not know someone's coming in to like actually kind of scope it out a little? Don't you just want to run your show?
I don't really care. But I introduced myself to every single person.
Yeah. Well, you introduced yourself to me.
I know.
But I was trying to.
You acted like you were focused.
I was trying to walk a line of not being rude, but not wanting to engage because I was like, I don't want to blow my cover. Like, because part of it's like, and I truly was enjoying the moment. I was like, I do want to watch this, but also I didn't want to, there's always that forced awkward interaction sometimes. And I really can't, as much as I like talking to people, I try to get out of those moments as fast as I can.
Yeah.
And it's not the person, it's me usually. But yeah, it was
And then I saw your Venmo, or
Yeah.
whatever, and I was like, okay, buddy, I saw you. You're buzzing in.
Hey, and I signed the wall.
Oh,
That was
I didn't
fun.
know that.
Yeah, your door guy talked me into that.
Okay, cool.
But
I'll look around.
yeah, but now that you're hosting this
Mm-hmm.
event, are you listening to more music on your own?
My people are my people.
Really? So you're listening to their music?
Mm-hmm.
Really? But well, what was growing up like with like mom and dad? Was there not music on in the car that just
I
caught
told
your
you
eye?
my life was a joke,
Okay, sorry.
right? Like mom worked nights. I'm Hispanic. It was only Tejano music, if anything.
Okay.
So like we couldn't have the music on because
Yeah.
she's sleeping.
Okay.
So no, literally, I'll be in the car with a musician like Kayla, my previous co-host, and she's like, "Can we put some music on?" And I'm like, "Can we fellowship?" Like,
So you're locked in on the mental health part, like 24/7.
That's why I do this.
Do you worry that's bad for your mental health that you're not breaking away from that for a moment?
It's currently being compromised because I have haters.
Yeah. Oh, haters. Well, but that's life.
Well, you know what?
That's life. That's how it goes.
No,
You can't.
I have good relationships, and if it's not good, then I can fix it.
Yeah, but the more people you bring into your
Now
life,
I know.
You know, I mean, if you have 50 people in your life,
Correct.
You know, you can keep some pretty good relationships.
Yeah.
But when you start to get 200, 300,
know.
400 people,
I know.
there's going to be some that you just rub the wrong way.
Correct.
That doesn't matter. You know.
Well, after today, it's not going to be a matter because you're a fan of.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like
but-
on the way here, I was like, I gotta wipe that off because I'm feeling it from a few angles.
Yeah.
And so I don't like to be misunderstood. I'm a mental health advocate. You know what I mean?
I think if you really know that you're not truly
True.
wronging anyone,
Yep.
you know, if you're not going at anyone with malice and you're not wronging, I think at some point it's okay to just go, I think you and me are just never going to get along, and that's fine. Like, we'll respect each other and be, you know, polite and cordial, but we're just, you know, because I mean, even with this show, it's like there are musicians, there are comics that, you know, I'll go watch, and, you know, it's like I don't like their act or I don't like their personality. But, you know, it's like we don't have to ever really discuss that. I can still just say hi and be friendly, and you and me just kind of know we don't like each other, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I think
Yeah.
as long as we're not talking a bunch of shit to each other, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I mean,
I think because you know, like your following, for instance, for the Love Mic, I mean, it's pretty impressive that you've amassed, what is it up to now, like 8,000 Instagram followers
That's close.
for an open mic. I mean, that's tough to do. You know, not being a band on your own or a venue on your own, because open mics, for people who don't know, my listeners probably all know, but you know, that's like the proving grounds for a lot of people where it's the first time they want to perform or they're working on a new song or something. So for that to be a popular thing up to 8,000 people already, that's impressive.
thanks.
So when you have 8,000 people watching what you're doing, like, they're
Yeah.
not all going to like you.
Yeah. Well,
know?
I did tell myself that I'm going to have to process success the same way I processed the trauma. Right? So it's just a new set of feelings.
Like,
But
what do you mean? How are you going to have to process success? What does that mean?
Oh,
Like, what is your process?
I have to be okay with what's happening right now. And I was crying this morning because it's not like I live out loud. I am 1,000,000% vulnerable in front of everybody. And if y'all don't know my heart,
Do you like being 100% vulnerable in front of everyone?
well, what ended up happening is since I couldn't do comedy, I just decided, well, I guess I'm just going to live out loud. I'm going to open a spa in front of you. I'm going to make mistakes in front of you. I'm going to cry in front of you. I'm going to be authentic in front of you.
So this decision was like a couple years ago.
So because I didn't want to be a comedian, I just said, hey, can I volunteer? I mean, like, I was like, y'all need a host. Like, they were circle jerking to each other. And it like, that part blew my mind. Like,
Yeah.
y'all are really good artists. Why don't you have an audience?
Yeah.
That blew my mind, my non-musical mind, right? Like, so I was like, let's build an audience. So 7 months in, I volunteered. You know, there was no pay. I just volunteered.
You
and-
volunteered just to be like
be
an
the
MC, a
host.
host.
Yeah.
And so, did you know these people, or were they just like, "Who's this person asking us to volunteer?" Or had
well,
you already?
I mean, I did comedy 10 weeks there, so they got to
okay,
know
so
me.
you got to know them. Yeah,
And so we had somebody doing sound, and they weren't doing any emceeing.
yeah.
It was just an open mic at this place. So 7 months in, somebody irritated me, and I'm like, well, I'm a volunteer. You can have your mic back. So I gave them the mic back and I bounced, right? 4 weeks later, they paid me to come back.
Okay.
So
they saw the difference once you were gone, that having someone coordinate it all really does help.
yeah, but guess what happened? I did a fucking farewell tour. So I told this person, hey, I'm going to come back next week. And I'm just, because I mean, everyone knew me.
Yeah.
7 months of people coming back. And we had a process. And I told her, and so I said, I'm just going to come back and do a bit about not doing this anymore. Like, I'm going to sign up like regular people. So I got there and she was like, well, no, you're hosting a farewell or whatever. I'm like, great. So I literally crashed it. So 4 weeks later, when they called me back, nobody was there. Yeah, it was really.
So you just decided to burn it?
I told everyone I was leaving.
Yeah,
And I was the
yeah.
reason why they were coming.
Yeah.
So after I told everybody I'm out, I didn't have an Instagram or anything. So anyway, I've had to rebuild it a few times, especially because like I get canceled same day.
Oh, really?
Okay, then what do? Do I save the community or do I just let it fold?
When you say canceled same day, like
Yeah.
the venue cancels?
Yeah.
What are the reasons they usually decide that they don't want an open mic anymore? Because there's a lot of people who think I'm going to go start one myself.
So
you
the
know?
first one was a little bit of a fire hazard.
Okay.
They said.
So
Which was it was
you
a
were-
bougie ass place, and we didn't have even room for them to sit. And I was
okay.
seating them on the stage, and I wanted to give them little macaroons to sit on, and
Okay, so yeah.
it just was more than they wanted.
Sure. Well, that's okay, but that led you to the next spot, right?
Sundown.
Yeah.
So I had to cry to them, which I'd already been looking because I had a feeling, because they kind of were, but the genius part about it was when I came back, I named the show.
So that was when it was officially the Love Mic?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
before it was open mic at blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then whenever I canceled, well, cool, I'll see y'all later. There was nothing, there was no Instagram or anything. So when I came back, I named it. And I was like, okay, well, now it's the Love Mic at this place. And let me just try to do a pop-up. So I did it at the Stoutler. I did in the Scout Room. So Christian from Creators Factory is like my mentor. He's the one that believed in me to be a host.
Is this the guy riding around on the lawnmower everywhere?
No.
No, okay,
That
okay.
is Adrian.
Okay, sorry.
Lockett.
I don't know your crew very well. So.
Okay, well, maybe we'll get to
So
know
Christian, I'm sorry, Christian.
Yeah, he's from the Creators Factory. They are leading the DDAMF.
What's that?
It was hard to say it last year, but I got it down this year. Downtown Dallas Arts and Music Festival. So it used to be
okay.
Downtown Dallas Arts Festival. Last year they added music
Okay.
for the first time.
Wow.
3 months. They had 3 months. They couldn't even believe that the Creators Factory could pull this shit off. They had 3 months to figure it out, and they figured it out. Well, he would come into the first open mic, and I could tell everyone in the room could tell, like, they acted different when he was in the room. And I realized, okay, so so since they thought he was a big deal, every time he walked in, I'd give him a glass of wine. Every time he'd stop by, I'd give him a glass of wine. So since they thought he was a big deal, then all of a sudden, he's going to be a big deal, because he came like once a month. But every time he came, and then when I realized that he's an artist, he's a artist developer.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that's why, because
So
he
he's
was-
there watching other people?
Right. I mean, and because he had what they were trying to achieve, like he could be a part of it if he liked them.
Yeah.
Right. Like people that go to Creators Factory and they have a open mic every last Wednesday of the month. It's pretty smart to nurture that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's I was trying to talk to somebody about it, because they were, somebody I work with is just asking about open mics and kind of what those are, because there's comedy open mics, music open mics, and we were just talking about it. And their first thought was, basically why do they want to do that to themselves? Because in the beginning, when you're working out your stage presence, your songwriting, what do I sing like in front of people, all that, right? It's tough. and that's what I was explaining to him, is how it's an ecosystem, that you've got to have this level of performance if you're going to get to the next level of performance. And that all of these venues around here, all these festivals, all these things, they're better off also if you have thriving open mics where you're fostering all this creativity so that people can start bands together, collaborate together, write music together, do all those things. It's like if you want a place like Deep Ellum to succeed, if you want these areas that have all these venues, you've got to think of these starter zones like that, these open mics, because there's so many people who are just scared to go perform. Like, you can't just go down to one of these clubs and just go, hey, I want to play Thursday night. Like, first of all, you got to be kind of vetted usually. But second of all, even if we did throw you up there, you're probably not ready for it. You know, you're going to freak out. You're not used to performing in front of people. You're not used to how far am I supposed to be from the microphone? You know, where do I stand on stage? What do I do?
What if no one's listening?
Yeah, exactly. Like, how do I even have a good time up here? And that's what is so great about open mics, you know. And normally it's just kind of, it is what it is. But I've noticed lately there's probably, I mean, at least 4 or 5 that are pretty substantial open mics that all have picked a different lane to go in. The only other one that's really on my mind right now is the one over here at Balcony Club.
Candlelit.
Yeah, Candlelit. That's a really good one as well.
Well, it's also Reinberg.
Yeah. But, you know, you need those things where it's like you need them working on this. We need you working on yours. We need these people working on that.
Well, then Liz is from Balcony Club. She had the Monday night there, and now she's at Freeman.
Oh, she's doing Freeman now. Okay.
Yep, and she starts at 11 o'clock to 2 a.m.
Oh, my goodness.
So people go from mine to hers.
That is a late open mic. I got kids and stuff now. We can't do that.
Yeah, no. So,
but, you know, when I was like, you know, 25, that would have been awesome to go have some drinks somewhere and then go watch this open mic.
Yeah.
11 p.m. start. Wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
11
So do you go to that
2:30.
one after your show?
You know, I'm
Or are you,
51.
I was going to say, are you tired after yours? Because you're running the show there. You're actually doing some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It was a lot easier with Kayla. Because Kayla, like, we have the same heart posture. So, like, I watch her. She came to the open mic, and after, like, 6 times, I was like, who is this girl that acts like me? I was like, she's cleaning up tables, and she's helping people, and I'm like, that is just what I do. So then I remember we were out at 3 Links for Princeton Marcellus, and I just had to ask her, will you be my co-host? Because I just watch you. And
what was her first reaction like?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, and we've been dear friends like ever since.
Yeah.
So, you know, she got a job, so it didn't work out on Monday nights, and so, but it's still a beautiful relationship, and you know, she's in her 20s and so easy to mentor, man. She did exactly what was suggested. I think I might even helped her get the job she got.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
at the Omni, and just because I'm really good at helping people.
That's good.
Like people from, and that's why I do catch some shit for my $8, right, for the open mic.
For charging for the open mic?
Oh yeah.
That's not an uncommon thing, though, to charge for open mics.
Well, some people say it is, and I just say, hey, if for some reason it's not in your budget, talk to me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking let you in. Like,
Yeah.
if you really want to be here in the community, and that's not good for you, then.
Well, what is your $8 go towards? Like, maybe if people just understand why you charge $8.
So, you know, don't forget I did 7 months for free.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should do it
No,
for free.
I know,
I'm
I
just
know.
saying,
But and then like there's different positions that I do have a spirit committee, which are people that volunteer. But I also at this new place, you know, I have security now and stuff. So it's like, you know, even the week that you came, I was still in the negative that night.
yeah.
Right. So
Well, that's why I was wondering because, you know, when I showed up, let's see, there was a door guy. And we're also just glossing over, like, there's a space. You have to have a space. And spaces aren't just free spaces, right? So you've got a door guy, you got a space, there's lighting, there's a PA system. There, you know, you got to have people to run the PA system. I think you had 2 or 3 people there running mics and different things there. And then I don't know if these were your people or just other people, but like at one point in time, there's like 4 or 5 cameras going on people. You know, there's a live stream running. There's people going up and getting shots for people that they can have later for their social media.
that's OP Productions.
There you go. Well, point being, all of that is time and money. You know, so
Yeah.
when
Well, he volunteers.
well, that's really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you like to put the $8 towards?
So, well, I mean, you know, full transparency, like it might pay my insurance. You know, I'm a couple of car payments behind on my,
Yeah.
you know, so really it's just probably like just helps a little. Like I have a new business that I'm a year into, and you know, I'm not banking.
I understand.
That's
nobody starts an open mic to get rich.
right. And it's not even like I'm not even doing it for that. I'm not even trying to be a super host.
Mm-hmm.
Pandemic happened. Everyone had feelings. Everyone had to deal with them. And I wanted to continue that. That's it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, here I am.
Well, how do you like to run your list? You know, you get quite a few people signing up.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to rush anymore because I don't have to finish at 10.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole 4 years I had to rush people because I wanted to get everyone in no matter what time they made it.
Yeah. So what, you just tell them like you got 2 minutes or something?
No, that's why I had to go to one song really.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of reasons why I do one song is because I want an audience. And the audience is there for one song per person.
Yeah, I got you.
And so in order for me to build y'all an audience, I need to make it to where if I have a sign, you know, with their Instagram on it. Mm-hmm. So you do one song and then if they like it, they'll follow you. It's right there. It's easy. You don't even have to say it. Don't waste the time saying it.
Yeah. So in the beginning it was hard getting them all through?
I've always had to rush because
how many people usually sign up? Like when you were in the days when you were rushing, how many people were on that?
I was always rushing.
Yeah. But how many people would usually sign up on that?
Oh, 25 or more.
25 or more? And how many hours are we talking about?
Like 3.
3 hours? Yeah. Yeah, it goes by way faster than you think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So but they knew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they knew. And I have you teed up on the side. But some of the things that is weird is because I'm creative, but I had a few people tell me that we don't want to be rushed. And I get it. But I also, like, my heart posture is if you got on the list, I want to try to get to you.
Yeah. I have a background in audio engineering, and I never actually, like, worked in a studio or anything. But when I was in bands, you know, we would go to studios. And I realized I'm probably not ever going to be good in this because well, for one thing, there's talent. Like when you hear music and record, there's just a gift you have to have that comes from a level of obsession that a really good audio engineer has that I'm never going to have. These people they get obsessed about the smallest little details of how microphones sound. Well, and me, I'm like, it sounds pretty good. But even that aside, there's this pace with a lot of creative types, right? And I consider myself a creative person, but there's this pace where, you know, if you go to the studio, it's like, you know, about 30, 40 minutes is going to be like some chit chat. And then in like maybe 10, 15 minutes, like unrolling some cables and hooking a few things up. And then like, hey, I'm probably going to order some food or something. And it's like, you're there like an hour and a half before we've even started anything. And I'm over here tapping my feet. I'm like, I'm very much like, hey, I showed up the night before to run all these cables, do all these things so we can come in and just hit record and go. And that's not the way a lot of these creative people work. Right. And like even in bands that I was in with that attitude, it really rubs people the wrong way because they want to chill out. You know, they're doing this to relax and chill.
I'm an artist.
Yeah, but my version is, well, we could do all this prep. So then when we get here, we're relaxed. And that's my version of chilling out is like, I know it's done. I don't want to have, you know, one recording. I want to have a backup. That way I know we're not going to lose it. Like I'm going to have peace of mind from this. And I learned real fast that I don't want to say real, but a lot of creative types, they cannot stand that. They want to go at their own pace. Mm-hmm. One of the words I can't stand hearing anymore is when they're like, you know, it's going to organically happen. It's like, it won't, though. like you're going to have to make something happen. And so that would just drive me crazy. Now, to their credit, I definitely can still pull a couple of lessons out of that where it's like, okay. You can also find time. Like maybe you don't want 30, 40 minutes of chit chat up front, but you can do like 5 or 10. You know, you can like feel it out and be like, rather than just like, all right, you're here, let's go. Let's get to work. Because a lot of people are just so nervous on whatever they're starting anyway that they need that little bit of breather, I guess. But it was something, I mean, I guess I'm still working on, you know, navigating that because I'm constantly looking at people going like, well, you're wasting so much time. You could get so much done. And you're telling me how you can't get anything done. You don't have time. And I'm watching you waste all of this time. But if you tell somebody that, it's really not going to be received well, you know? So I could understand the frustration of running an open mic with 25 people who are
25 plus.
Yeah, a lot of them are just kind of going with the flow, and like when you're calling them to the stage, they've just got that slow strut getting up there.
That's why I would
slowly unwrapping the microphone.
I trained them.
Well, you got to, right?
Like 2 at a time.
Yeah.
2 at a time would come up. And if we can't find one, then we're skipping you.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I mean.
Put a little sense of urgency on it.
I don't know how, I'm an entrepreneur.
Well, you got to wrangle them, right? You got to say, like, I want you to perform, but here's the way it's going to happen. If you want to succeed here, here's how it's going to work.
Right.
Yeah. Well, 25 plus people. Did you get to the point where you had to start turning people away, saying, I'm sorry, we can't do this?
I started spinning the wheel.
What do you mean? You just put all their names on a wheel and spin it?
Yeah.
How did they react
like
to that?
Like if there was 10 left, I'd be like, hey, I can take 2 more. Psst.
How was that received? Did they like it? This seems fair.
It was a chance, they had a chance, 1 out of 10 chances.
Do you like running like a first come, first serve sign up sheet? Is that how it usually goes?
Yeah, sometimes I'd curate a show at sundown though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because once again, it's more about this side. So maybe I know.
This side meaning what?
The audience.
Okay.
The audience. Everyone listening, please come to the love mic. No, I don't need you on the mic. And that's my biggest hurdle is I'll be like, hey, come to my open. Oh, no, I don't get on mics. I'm like, I don't need you on the mic. I just need you. Do you like live music? And do you like, and I always have to say, it's not karaoke. They have published music. Like, it's really good. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really good.
Well, how do you balance that? Because that's tricky where
I need to change the name. Fuck it.
You want to change the name?
Like maybe it's not an open mic; it's a showcase or some shit.
No, well, you don't call it an open mic. You call it the love mic. So it's not saying open mic, is it? It's saying the love mic.
In the details, it says a lot about that.
Little details you can change. No, but what I mean is, when you're curating a show, so you want it to go well, but you also want people to have opportunities. So how do you balance where you're like, okay, I want to have a blend so that an audience is enjoying a lot of what they hear, but we also want to give people opportunities that we know are rough around the edges and aren't ready for them yet.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
How do you like to balance that? You know, if you've got 25,
I usually put them first.
but if you're getting 25 people signing up, do you think like, okay, we'll take 5, 10, 15 rough around the edges, or I need to have 4 or 5 killers guaranteed? Like, what's your logic of how to keep that audience engaged while still keeping opportunities for artists, you know? Because that's a tough line to walk.
I think if you have the balls to go to open mic, you're not too bad.
Okay.
Like, really.
Where do you draw the line?
I don't.
So what if somebody gets up there and it's just the worst thing you've ever heard? Do you still go, see you next week? Or do you have a line where you're like, okay, that's too much?
No, because I've watched like America's Got Talent or something. So, you know, my brother always says you have to like have those.
Yeah.
For a good show, but
yeah, I think you do, but still, you know, you just, you know, you wonder. It's like if somebody comes in there for 8 weeks and runs a few people off every time they're there. Do you have a conversation?
Well, it's only less than 5 minutes.
It's true.
It'd be different if it was 2.
That's true. 2 songs would be more brutal for sure.
Yes.
So you haven't had that yet, where you have to tell someone, "I'm so sorry, this isn't going to work."
No, but Sundown told me to tell somebody.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Was it just poor performance or was it content?
It was a content.
Yeah, shouting some wild stuff there.
Yeah, like uncircumcised. And yeah, I just forgot to remind them it's family friendly. But, you know.
You know, and they have a lot of music there.
Not anymore.
In their, Sundown at Granada?
They canceled it all.
All of their music?
All of their music.
Really?
They're doing DJs.
Are you sure about this? I feel like they have touring bands coming through still.
Well, I have Paige Hill who had booked the rest of the year and she got canceled.
When did this happen?
Towards the beginning of this year.
Wow. Well, I guess that just totally went over my head. Well, that's a shame. It's a great music venue.
I mean, that's what Paige Hill said. She said they're not doing music anymore and they canceled my whole the rest of the year.
Oh,
she was booked there.
Wow. I'll have to go look on the website and see what's what. But I would hope that's only temporary because they've done so many residencies and stuff, and that was really a great asset to a lot of the locals. And then there were touring bands that were coming through that they can't fill out the Granada yet, but they can get 100 people in Sundown, and that was a great venue for those shows. Yeah. The last person I saw there was a rock blues player named Eddie 9 Volt from he's like Louisiana, I think, or East Texas, but it was like shortly after that he got signed with Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys, and now they're like on tour doing it for real. So it's like I forever have that memory of going, oh wow, we saw them play for
right.
I don't know 50 to 150 people, whatever was in there.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun memory. So that's a shame if they really got rid of that.
I'm pretty.
But I was saying all that to say they've had so much music come through there. I'm shocked that someone found a way to really cross the line, because even though it is a family venue, depending on what time you're there.
It was dead on Mondays.
Yeah.
It was just my people.
Yeah, well,
It was.
they must have really got it good.
I mean,
There had to be more than the word. There's more than the word uncircumcised.
Maybe they were uncircumcised.
Well,
I mean, I'm just saying they were the ones offended by it.
oh, okay. Well,
I'm just saying, whatever.
Yeah.
But I did let her know, and then it was really cool. She came back the next week, and she like killed it without that. And
Yeah.
and she goes, you know what? She goes, I had to just take the challenge.
You know, that's something that happens with comedy a lot. So, like, we have clean comedy clubs, and
Right, back door.
Yeah, exactly. And
Back door.
back
is,
door.
Right.
Yeah, that's the clean club.
Does it sound like it would be a clean club? I mean,
Well, I don't know where their original location was, but I think the original location
I don't know. Maybe
had
I'm
an
just
entrance
nerdy.
where it was like you weren't off the main street or something, and it made more sense. But yeah, I hear you. But yeah, anyway, there's a lot of comics who that's one of the reasons they'll go work there is to challenge themselves to be clean, take their material they have and clean it up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good exercise for a musician too, right?
Yeah.
So did they, when you told them that they didn't want them on the stage anymore, how did they take it?
So it wasn't in the stage anymore. She just had to watch her content. So
Yeah, but
she did it the week after, and then she showed up the next week, and then I told her, and she wrote out a bit for that night.
Was it a comic?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a musician. It was a comic.
No.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
which comic are you going to tell us?
Nope. Loose lips sink ships.
Come on, these comics, none of them have embarrassment. They're all good.
No. I already, they're already mad at me because
Well,
I
we
went.
know it's a girl.
I went
We
from
can start.
non-paying at the first place
Yeah.
to paying at the. Well, I started off not paying at the first, and then it was highly suggested to start paying. I mean,
When you say start paying the performers?
to get in.
You mean charging money to get in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm with you now. Sorry. I thought you were saying the open mic performers were wanting to be paid. I was like, I've never heard of that.
No,
Yeah.
that's going to be the nonprofit that we'll talk about.
So, so people got upset that you were charging money. Are you charging?
Comics did because
are you
they
charging
want
the
to use
performers?
me for the mic.
Are you charging the performers that as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just charging the watchers.
No.
Yeah. Well,
But they are just trying to get their reps in, so they're hitting as many mics as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know a lot of shit when I started. I didn't know they were going to grow out of the open mic.
as performers.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that the goal?
I was just trying to inspire people about mental health through comedy.
Yeah, but
That's all I knew.
yeah,
And then I didn't even know what an open mic was. So when I started seeing them grow up, and I was like an empty nester, then I started having a reunion once a year.
well, you mean you'd bring them back for like a
I
showcase?
have a reunion. The anniversary is called a reunion.
Oh, okay.
Because like I make really good relationship with these people. Like I remember hugging Carzell DeRuyter after like his second performance, and his body was fucking shaking. Like I saw him the other night, and I was like, 4 years later, I know you're not shaking, and it's just that to me is what it's like my therapy. I didn't really know what my plan was except for to inspire people about mental health through comedy. That's all I knew. And then it was like, okay, well, maybe it's not through comedy. Maybe it's just living out loud, boldly. Because the people that have my story are not here to talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like that chick, Chocolate. Have you heard of that chick? Man.
No.
All I know is I heard her story, and I was like, what the hell?
What's her story?
It's deep as fuck.
But what is it?
Oh, man, just a lot of abuse, 4 years, 4-time cancer survivor, dying in 2 years. Like,
Wow.
yeah, she was on a Perry on Fire podcast.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not familiar, but
So anyway, she's just somebody living out loud, right? Like, people don't realize that, like, I've been told, like, get over it, right?
get over
My past.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is my purpose. So I'm not going to get over it. I'm going to inspire people about it through it. So that's the fucking most annoying part about I don't even know what the not traumas or whatever. Like
People without trauma, is that what you're saying?
no, because everyone has a little bit of it. It's just mine is not. We're not here to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why is because we choose drugs. Like, I mean, I was a meth addict. I had a meth lab blow up in my apartment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, I don't know what you mean, but you can
like
elaborate.
trauma is the gateway drug.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of it. And then I also kind of had a lot of friends. So it was easy to be a drug dealer. It was easy.
So what got you to meth, though?
Oh, well, it started off with, like, you know, doing X probably. And then, you know, I had a
Just hanging out with friends or what?
great connect in Oak Lawn. What are you talking about? That's exactly where you get it. And so it just, you know, I grow things. And so I grew a drug. That was like my first real job was
What drug?
all of them.
Well, you don't start with all of them, though. Like, what was?
Oh,
what
it's
did you?
X. Like if I
started
got,
manufacturing it?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, selling them. If I got them for $20 and I sold them for $25, then I wasn't paying for mine.
Here's one.
So to me, it was logical. Like I'm not paying to do drugs. I'm just doing them, but I'm not paying. I still had a job.
Yeah.
I was a responsible one.
Yeah.
But
Was it just that you were selling
well, this was a 3-year go
of that substance or
of
more
that
things?
drug dealing.
Yeah. Well,
And I'm talking a major drug dealer.
I mean, I believe you. I'm just curious. Yeah.
And like tied up at gunpoint, pistol whipped, 9 hours, tied up execution style to be killed.
So here's one thing I've always wondered for someone who, you know, like if I'm buying weed from someone, right, who's like a regular, seems like a normal person. It's like I used to wait tables, and it's like we had a guy who worked there, like you could get weed from him.
Yeah.
But I always wondered, you know, where he got his weed from, right? And I always wondered, like, how many people are you removed from the really bad people that are bringing it in? So like in your situation, like, is there layers between you and who is like bringing it into the country? Like, do you feel like you have people that are?
I definitely wasn't on that end.
No, but what I mean is,
But yeah, no, there was, and I saw.
well,
some
how do you even establish that? Like, how does that come into your life where?
I was doing the drugs. I didn't want to pay for them, so I started figuring out a way not to pay for them.
Yeah, but doesn't the person you're buying them from, do they start getting bothered that you're selling them, or is that they don't care because they got their money?
And they're getting more money.
Okay, I got you. So then essentially,
It's like an MLM.
I was going to say, so essentially now you're working for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So
They're giving me a discount.
so at that point, when you're working for them, you're thinking like, hey, I like making some money. I want to make a little more.
I wasn't thinking any of that. I was on drugs.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a really weird. So I pretty much cured my complex PTSD from childhood trauma, which means the C in front of the PTSD just means it was real fucked up.
Okay.
Complex. It was complex. So that's the difference between the regular one and the C, right? And I had the C. So that's like borderline personality disorders. That's like not even in my body type shit. No, like I was looking for love in all the wrong places.
So
like,
were the drugs helping you sort through that, or was it worse?
I wasn't
just
sorting.
disconnect?
I'm not sorting through anything. I'm
Yeah.
just on drugs.
Yeah.
But there was no rehab to get off of these things. No prison time, no felonies, no diseases, no babies.
So how do you get through all of that? Because you were saying being like held up and all this kind of. How do you get through all that unscathed? Just luck?
Oh, girl. I mean, I was like a preppy girl. So I could play that, you know. I mean, I should have been arrested several times. But it just happened at my house. Like, I knew him and I knew him. So I just played the whatever.
So what was the breaking point? Why change?
I just kind of knew everyone was getting busted. And it was just, I mean, I got to be successful. And I'm the only one that didn't get busted, killed.
But
felonies.
was there a moment of realization though? Because you're telling you're
no.
like, I'm on drugs, but that doesn't seem like a clear thought, you know, to go,
No.
this is getting bad, you know.
Oh, well.
And to clarify, like I grew up in a little small town where, you know, I was probably about 2 or 3 decisions away from being in some bad scenarios. So like my childhood friends who I was very close with, we were in a very small country town, but I always say it's not like
Where was this?
You're from the area, right?
Yeah.
Do you know where Lake Lavon is?
Yeah. Wiley, Saxe.
Yeah, so if you keep going north on Highway 78, you get into these farm towns, which now are growing into larger developments, but there's like Nevada, Lavon, Copeville. I grew up in Copeville.
Okay.
And the area we were in, I always say, like, it wasn't like horses and cows. It was like a weird little, I always say it was like kind of like lake trash. And I do say it's like a little meth town, And literally, like my childhood friend, it's like I'm driving him home to his house, and it's like a stereotype. It's like we're living in an area where you have a lot of trailers and manufactured homes. People don't like to call them trailers anymore, but and like we're in a house, but it's nothing like glamorous or anything. It's a modest small home, and I'm driving him home, and there's all sorts of law enforcement outside his trailer, and we don't know what's going on. And we get in there and we realize his dad was cooking meth in the master bathroom the whole time. He had a vent hood and everything done in there. And, we're teenagers. We're like 15, 16. I guess we were 16 because I was driving. But we never put it two and two together that he had deadbolts on his bedroom door to keep us from going in there. That, he had cameras all around the trailer. And this was at a time when you couldn't just buy cameras easily. Like, you had to go to a store that specialized in this. It wasn't like you just ordered them online and got 5 cameras, And now it's like, oh, yeah, he definitely had some shit going on,
Yeah.
And then one of my other really close childhood friends, shortly after high school, he decided, the story I heard, I didn't hear it from him. I heard all this secondhand. But factually speaking, he was locked up for transporting meth across state lines from Texas to Louisiana. And the story I heard it was around Hurricane Katrina, and he thought like, oh, these people are going to want this. We'll go do this. So he, at the time, I think was facing something crazy, like 70, 80 years or something for what he was doing. And I think he only ended up serving somewhere around a decade, which, I mean, only, it's a decade. Mm-hmm. But, those were my really close friends. Like, we spent hours and days. We rode bicycles all over town. We were going to the same parties in high school. And for some reason, I just didn't go into it as deep as they did, and that's just the two off the top of my head. It's like there's others, so it's like I've been around that environment, and it is something to think about. It's like they had their own problems, that led them down that path. Like I obviously, like, even though we're not close anymore, I would never want to air out their personal stuff.
Right.
But they had their own stories where you're like, now as an adult with children, and you see how their family structure was, and you're just like, oh, of course, man, like, you didn't have a fucking chance. You didn't have a chance.
Are your parents still married?
No, they divorced when we were young, but I'm just saying, is like, my wife and I were together, and our children, we want to keep it all together, because now you see you're playing back all these old family friendships, childhood friendships, where you're like, oh yeah, man, like you were fucked, like it, that makes total sense how you went down that road, even though it's all wrong. No guidance, no mentors,
we were
no nothing.
The poorest people in Lake Highlands.
Yeah, and so, but then I do always wonder. It's like, that's shocking when people are in that, but then they see it and go, "I'm getting out of this."
Yeah.
So there wasn't like a moment you're thinking of, like a realization where you're just like, I just got to be out of this, or was it just a gradual?
Knew if I got fucked, I wasn't gonna. No one was saving me if something happened to me.
Just fear of getting caught.
At that point, it was just like, somebody I know crossed state lines, got 40 years, you know what I mean? So, I had already had my door kicked in the day before I moved out, and the leasing office lady had no idea who it was, and I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
So I had 3 years of tied up at gunpoint was year 1. Like,
why doesn't being tied up at gunpoint make you go,
correct, because
I'm out?
Well, my
like, why?
Yeah.
What makes you go like, not too bad, I'm going to stick around?
I know, that's why I couldn't believe it. It was first out of the 3.
How does that situation even happen? How do you get tied up at gunpoint? Was it over the drugs, or was it something?
Oh yeah, 10 pounds of weed.
But why were you being tied up over that?
Because the money got stolen.
So you had sold 10 pounds of weed and didn't have money for it?
I went with somebody with the money, and they shot a gun up in the air, ripped their shirt, and said they got jacked for the money, and I believed them.
Oh, and now you're a part of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that moment, why now stay a part of this? Why not be done?
Oh,
that's not scary enough to.
My therapist actually said that I used to manipulate people into killing me.
What does that even mean?
Exactly. Just that. I didn't fear that.
What? Huh?
Why didn't I stop?
No, I mean, what does that mean that they manipulated?
I manipulated people into killing me. So I put myself in situations that were dangerous.
I see.
And that's why, like, he couldn't believe that I wasn't, like, more upset about that.
Wait, were you upset about it?
No.
You were just like, it comes with the territory?
I always owned it, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Like, as they're pistol whipping me, it's pretty cool, though. The body, like, goes into, like, this...
Pretty cool. You need to choose some different words. Pretty cool.
Well, that's a lot.
I have never heard, when you get pistol whipped, what's pretty cool. Now, I will say I've never been pistol whipped. Maybe it is pretty cool, but it doesn't seem like that sentence should form.
Correct. Well, it's pretty cool how the body...
Okay.
I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. And I had blood gushing down me. And that's the part that was cool, is that the brain went into just, don't feel that.
So how long until it did hurt? The next day? Or you're like, nah, I'm just taking more drugs.
I mean, I was on meth, so really it's just, I don't even remember. I just remember moving out the next day. Anyway, that was, so I've always thought there's, when I saw the movie Precious come out, a long time ago, like, that was a pretty heavy story. I can't even fully remember it, but I remember when I watched it, I was like, okay, now my shit can come out. Because that was the heaviest thing that I had ever seen around.
Yeah.
And, still there should be a trigger warning when speaking about some of this stuff, right? Like, that's fair. Because, kind of like, I felt that way sometimes with poets when they come and...
For your mic?
Yeah, sometimes like... Yeah, they're processing feelings on stage, and it's kind of triggering to someone who's gotten through it. Like, that's the way they are choosing to process it.
Yeah,
it's through poetry. But anyway,
well, what if I'm a person where things just really aren't going to trigger me ever, right?
Right.
So we're just living in two different worlds.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm definitely less triggered today than before.
Yeah, but when something triggers you, what's that sensation like to you? So
Al Pacino comes out,
huh?
Like Al Pacino, like gangster me, kind of.
What I mean though is, okay, you're hearing somebody on stage doing poetry,
yeah,
and you're saying like it's triggering.
It was only this one time.
So like an episode of triggering, like, is it when you're hearing something like that? Is it turning into like a flashback or feeling of anxiety? Like, what's kind of the process of being triggered? Because you hear that word being thrown around a lot, right?
Like, I also am in mental health, so if you're dumping onto without, actually, they did say, hey, this is going to be, yeah, they did. I mean, I remember it was within the year, they just said, this is going to be heavy. And if you don't want to hear it, go outside. So I bounced, and there was a speaker outside.
Oh. So were you still hearing everything?
I did.
So at that point, like,
Then, I mean, I'm not saying majorly triggered.
No, but does it feel like an anxiety attack? Or what does it feel like for you?
I think what's in the stomach first.
Okay.
It's just like a feeling that the body feels.
Like a heavy or like a butterfly kind of thing? What do you feel?
Almost like an erupting, like it. And I've never turned into anger. Like, my therapist always wanted me to beat on the box, like the black box, and I just never could. It's just not. I didn't fit. So trigger to me stays kind of here, but I think it's just I didn't fucking want to hear that.
Yeah.
And I can't really fully explain it because most people don't understand. And I was in a group of adult survivors of child abuse since 2017, and I got what I needed from there. I was a co-facilitator for them, and they figured out every way not to trigger a person.
Okay.
So I'm telling a story. I have to use I statements. I was driving down the road and I ran a red light. Hey, have you ever ran through a red light and you almost hit somebody? Well, no, I don't know. That has never happened to me. So they're just the Morris Center in California, it's still 40 years old, nonprofit, all ran by these people with bad mental health. So I can't wait till I can like really repay them. And
Yeah. So the people running it have bad mental health? Is that what you're
it
saying?
was all volunteers at a nonprofit. And and this is some shit though.
So
like I heard some shit.
Yeah.
Like shit that like I was like, wow.
Is that good to run it that way, or is that like the blind leading the blind?
Well, because we share, and then you ask for feedback, and the feedback has to be within these things, so you don't piss anybody off.
Yeah. Well, what about?
Because we're so sensitive.
Yeah, but at some point, I'm trying to think of something I could relate to, even though it's not really the same. But
right.
One of the things that I struggle with, right? We were in our condo here in Dallas. We lived on a second story, and we were the top. The roof was above us. A storm rolls through, high winds. We thought we were in a tornado. Rips the roof off, breaks the windows. We're in a closet, hunkered down. We think we're in a tornado, right? So we get through that process. We renovate our home. We get out of there for other reasons, and we lived in an apartment. When we sold that, we had money to buy our next home. But that happened when my wife was finishing her degree. We were trying to plan our wedding. We had all this other stuff going on. And we had issues with the HOA putting the roof back on. So it turned into this whole thing where we had to like hire an attorney. And it was a thing. We ended up living under, half of the house was just tarped for, it was like 7 or 8 months. Half of the house was only a tarp on the roof. So other storms would come through. They put some plywood down to support the tarp, but still when it was raining, like it's leaking. Like I could show you videos, like there's water leaking. If there's another high wind storm, because this happened in January. So we went through the storm season here in Texas with more high winds coming through. And all of that was happening so quick that I didn't feel any issues then, right? Then shortly after that, when we didn't know where we were going to live, we were like, okay, let's get an apartment. We'll stay here while you finish your degree. We'll figure out the wedding, all that. And we're not going to put buying a new home into that mix, right? Too much stress already. And I didn't realize it, but the apartment was kind of like a fortress, right? It's this big concrete building. It was like an 8-9 story apartment building. And so you didn't think about the storms because you're not really hearing the loud wind and rain like you do in a smaller place, So then when we got our home, it's an East Dallas home, it's built in the 50s. It's not big. It's not, it's not like massive square footage or anything. So when we first moved into that home, that was the year we had those freak like 80-mile-an-hour winds roll through where it knocked over that crane. Do you remember that? And it went
yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in the house, and that was the first time I realized I was like, oh my God. So the wind came through, and in that house you felt it differently. Even though it's a sturdy home, it's been there since the 50s. It's been through lots of Texas storms. It's not going anywhere. But that was the first time where we had to run for cover again because we thought we were going to go through another one of these things. And then after that. Shortly after that, we had my son. So then we threw a newborn into the mix. And that's when I ramped up this level of anxiety about storms that I didn't realize I had. All of a sudden, I have 4 weather apps on my phone. It's like I'm checking this one because it shows this best, and I'm checking this one because it shows that best. And you're looking out the window, watching things, irrational ways of the storm's not going to change because I peeked out the blinds, right? You know? But then at some point, so if anything ever did trigger me, it's storms would be triggering, right?
Sure.
But the last several years, it's been okay, well, you have to get over this, right? You have to be able. Storms are going to come through Texas. You're going to have to deal with this, and so that's been my own thing of you can't just freak out when these things come up. You got to figure that out, right? Now that's storms. It's very different than a lot of the situations y'all were talking about in your group. Obviously, it's just the closest thing I have to relate to.
Correct.
So all that to ask, is part of that process with somebody who's triggered by something, is part of it going you have to find a way to confront this and get better about it? Or is that something that's not talked about? How does that process go? Because I feel like a lot of people would go, you don't understand, that's rude, you can't. But in the real world, can you? Don't you want someone to be able to confront that triggering issue head on? So that okay, if they do walk out and there's accidentally a speaker, it's not wrecking them. Or they at least know how to I'm going to get away from it and it's not going to ruin my day. Or is that something that's taboo to kind of mention? Say you should find a way to start being able to get over this. Is that a taboo thing to say?
No.
Or? Okay.
No, I've changed my entire brain to be able to even be here today.
Yeah. Well,
but imagine an incident that was scary. Really, that's all
Yeah.
it is. It's scary shit happening during developmental years. So, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, get rescued by an aunt, another 11, 12, things went on there too. So that's what I learned.
Yeah.
And I could say something really vulgar right now, but I learned a lot about sex.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
Yeah,
obviously I'm amazing.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Right. So just think about the things that you remember growing up, and you still do those things. So this was what is like, that's why people do the drugs, is to get out of that.
Yeah.
And so trauma is the gateway drug. Right? So that's why I made the choices that I made. But luckily, I was saved. And I was saved so that I could be here to talk about it.
So you said, well, how long has it been in this phase where you feel like you're more under control, and you said you've been saved? I mean, how many years are we talking here?
What did I say?
You said you've been saved, and this is your point. How many years are we talking since that?
Well, I mean, I was doing life coaching before COVID. So it's always been like a mental health thing. The 2017, 18, 19. Oh, yeah.
So
COVID was amazing for me.
Coming around 10 years then?
COVID was really good for me.
What was amazing about it?
Everybody has trauma.
Why is that amazing for you? What do you mean?
Because I had so much of it. Now at least we all had it.
Oh.
So okay, cool. Let's talk about feelings.
Birds of a feather situation.
Yeah, so now after COVID, let's talk about feelings. So that's my life's purpose. That's why I don't think I got killed. I don't have all those I mean, I've gotten pulled over. They looked through my shit. I had a lot of shit. They didn't find it. I didn't fit the profile.
Yeah.
So I got away with some shit. And so a lot. And that's why it's nice to know my purpose, though. I mean, when I found out about 2017, that group, I was like, fucking, this explains me. I'm an adult survivor of child abuse. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now let me figure that out. And there's 21 steps. And the 21st step is I see myself as a thriver in all aspects of life: love, work, parenting, and play. And I was pissed off when I was like, y'all can fuck off. That will never happen when I started in 2017. And I can literally say that is true now.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I make good decisions.
Walking around a little lighter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And now all these people struggling, like, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be like, what's that dude that goes around like buying shit? Mr. Bean, Mr.
Beast?
Dude, that is my soul. I cannot wait for this. It's because it's going to probably happen with the Love Mike Foundation, I believe, where when I look at these artists and they work hard. Man, I've known some of them for 4 years.
Yeah.
And they've gotten so much better. A lot of people, like voice coaches and stuff, they send them to the Love Mike first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm the softest place to start.
Well, that's good. You need that. Well, now that you were talking about the foundation. Now that you're in this zone, what's the goal with the foundation?
Yeah, so
it's just called the Love Mike Foundation?
Yeah, because I kind of...
This is a nonprofit, I'm guessing?
The logical next step after 4 years of something like this is that. But I had another person in my world push me to do it. So it was somebody who just totally believed in me. Excuse me. And it's crazy what I'll do with like a mentor. Like, I'm a really good student, right? Like I really like being in big rooms and like, because if I'm around you, I'll grow up to you. That's just kind of the way I learn, and I've done it my entire life, and it's worked.
Yeah.
And so this guy, Jimmy, he's been in my world for a year now. He's my friend that owns the building at the spa, so I also own a med spa with my brother and a Mayo Clinic doctor. And we thought that was going to be amazing, right? It's a med spa, hair salon, and a scalp spa, which it is now, a year later. But so he's the one that actually gave me the spot in the underground because I got canceled, and then I went to this other place, and I was like, I texted him. I was like, dude, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not very many stages around. There's just not.
Yeah.
And, you know, I got suggested to go to some places, but things that are really important to me is that you don't pay for parking. It's easy. It's safe. You know, I'm a girl. I'm 51. I want to be easy. I don't want to pay to park. I want to be safe.
Yeah.
So it was really just, I had to create, and that's why it's close to my house. It's convenient because it's my community service. So it's like, it has to be convenient enough to.
So what is the goal with the nonprofit? What are you hoping to achieve with it?
I want to pay musicians, even poets or whatever, to go out, comedy, whatever, to go out, and I want to pay them to go to senior living places and pay them to go to so it's from senior living to prisons. My first thought was prisons.
Yeah.
And then, like, I got educated on, I thought about taking an open mic to prison, and literally people that have been in prison said that will never happen. I said, why? They're like, because you don't want this person to rap better than another person and then them be by them, you know.
You were thinking of having the prisoners perform an open
yeah.
mic. Oh, I thought you meant you wanted to bring performers to the prison.
No, my first thought was that. And then I got educated. I was like, oh, that does make sense. Okay, no, maybe I'll just have somebody come in. But, you know, I'm still learning. So
if you were doing it at the prison, don't you feel like you really got to bring your A-game performers for that? Because you're talking about a group of people who are not going to be concerned about throwing some insults out if there's a less than desirable performer, right?
Well, people are stepping up, and I just tell them, sit in the love mic and tell me what facility you'd feel comfortable in.
So what facilities do you want to start with? Like, have you done one yet?
No. But
Where would you like the first one to be?
I don't care.
No, but I mean, in your mind,
anywhere
what's a
that'll
good
take
start?
Us. So I posted on Facebook, hey, does anybody have any connections to activity directors at anywhere from a senior living place to a rehab to prison? So my cousin, he's getting the list of prisons because he said, I was thinking Lou Sterrett. He's like, no, you don't
do. Might be a little. I think that one's known to be a little rough.
He said you don't do Lou Sterrett because they're just like holding. You know, you do a state prison. He said in Seagoville because they're there for 5 years. And so music will calm them down. So it's going to be welcomed. Like this has happened before. It's not like but the part that somebody goes, so I can get paid? And I was like, if I send your ass to 4 rehabs in a day, that to me is payment. And I already asked the attorneys and everything, like, that is okay to do. Like,
through the nonprofit.
And the reason why I really think about it is because it's like they're working really hard, and who's really going to make it all the way?
Yeah, it's tough. A very small percentage.
Yeah, so I just feel like I'm doing my part if it's a job.
How do you think, like, what's the best way you think to bring money into that nonprofit?
Grants and sponsorships. But I'm mental health, I'm woman, I'm Mexican.
Okay.
I mean, but I heard lately the Mexican part doesn't matter. But
well, no, I mean, just do you think about
grants? I think grants being mental. Well,
I
also like someone told me to keep the stats because I've had people tell me they almost committed suicide before the community.
Yeah.
Last week, I got someone said, "Hey, I know this is random, but just wanted to let you know that prior to being in the Love Mike community, I was always like." Just didn't really, I don't remember what it really was, but the point is they finally felt a part of something. So if I keep track of those stats, then suicide prevention places give money to that. So my goal, like I have to, I have people that have stayed clean because of mine.
Yeah.
So I'm a mental health open mic. We can't give away beer. Like nobody wants it.
No. Well, and it would seem counterintuitive to throw something in there that could get people into worse habits,
Oh, I have somebody that said he was the biggest drunk, and he's been clean 3.5 years, and 2.5 has been with me. And he says that it's part of his recovery. Yeah. But sometimes somebody will bring in a beer or something. And
Sure.
But it's just like, it's not encouraged.
Yeah. The nonprofit is really interesting in terms of those types of venues as well. That's pretty fascinating.
Well, I want to take live music where it's not accessible.
Sure.
But I could have ended up in all of them. Prison, like all the places I want to take it are places I could have landed in.
Yeah.
With my life.
So let's see. We said prisons. We said mental health facilities.
Rehabs, yep.
Rehabs.
Senior living.
Senior living.
Somebody said dog shelter.
Dog shelter. The audience is going to be a little different. There's a guy I follow on Instagram. I wish I could remember his name, but I've talked about him before on here, and I always forget. But he does go to animal sanctuaries, and he plays this beautiful music for. He does like covers and original. Let's see, guys, play. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna see. If I can find it real quick.
She said my dog loves my music.
Yeah. Well, this guy, it's pretty fascinating.
My dog loves my singing.
Here he is. What's his name? So he's a guy, I guess he's from a band called Plumes, Plumes, 1.8 million followers now. But I'm not going to play the volume on here because I don't want this to get like pulled down for like any kind of weird copyright thing. But you can see he'll just set up and he'll just put a microphone out. And so the microphone, when you're listening, I'll send it to you later so you can check it out.
Yes,
but when you're
please.
listening to it, the microphone's picking up like the animal running around, doing all that stuff. And he'll start.
I cannot wait to see this.
Yeah, so he'll start kind of far away, and they all get super intrigued by what's happening because he's got a very beautiful, soft voice. It's not a loud thing that's happening.
Wait to watch.
It's very soothing type of music, and so you're talking about like bears, lions, big animals. Now those he'll be on the other side of the cage, obviously, but still, it's like he might be there with a giraffe. And it's like, that thing could like stomp you or swing its head around if it didn't like
That's
you.
an old man?
No, he's a younger dude. Not younger.
I guess it looked like he had.
It's probably he's just dressing like a hipster, So he looks a little older. But he's probably that's probably like a 30-year-old, I imagine, somebody in his 30s. But it's just a great. You do see that the animals really respond to it, right? It's like I have a dog when I play music. When he was younger, especially, he'd perk up and like wonder what was going on. Now he doesn't care because he's 10 years old and he's like, I've heard you play, you're not that good. But I was just other things. I mean, there's got to be like juvenile
halfway houses,
juvenile centers and stuff.
Yeah, and like
just kind of people who feel like, first of all, they probably don't have people who don't have funds to go to shows. Period. So it's entertainment, and then second of all, these groups that probably feel forgotten about or less than. Would probably really value
hospitals. Probably.
That's what I'm saying. Really value people coming in just to be around people that out of their situation. Yeah. That's a great idea. What do you feel like are the roadblocks right now to get that going? Like, do you think you'll be able to do one in 2026?
I mean, it's already launched.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, like getting it funded, finding a place, putting the first one on. What do you think are the hurdles? Because there's probably a lot of people listening who could end up helping you out.
Yeah. I took a class from Susie Batiste, and it was an entrepreneur. She had a shitty childhood, and she created Poopery.
Okay, I know you're talking about. I didn't know her name, but I know the product.
Yeah, and she's local here.
No, that's from here? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
she is local. She lives in a church right there off Columbia. It's an amazing church. She gutted it out, like Gully, whatever.
Okay, because there was a famous actress that lived in a church here.
Well, it's probably her.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably what they're saying. It is.
Oh, okay.
That's the rumor, but it's an amazing house. She came in for a vampire facial recently.
Okay.
What was I saying? So I took a course of hers, and it was... So I have a certain way of living, which is where I just try not to freak out. I'm really good to people. I have a serving heart, and people take care of me. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. And I really believe it's because, like, all different types of people will say why this happened. I chose that life or whatever. People have their things. And I think my gift from that here is, like, I have a spa on the 8th floor of a 10-story building, and nobody wanted that. Mm. And Christian from Creative Factory, he's like, hey, there's this dude over there. We're moving into this building. You might want to talk to him. I could never really get to the owner of a building because I was like, there's no one's working anymore. Like, why don't you want my spa? Like, it blew my mind. Well, it's also when we got into it, there's like a foot of concrete and there was lots of plumbing that needed to be done.
Okay. Yeah.
So, now I know, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But I ran into this person who when he showed it to me, I had tears of joy. So I showed my authentic self from the get-go, and he's Asian, and he was like, don't cry, don't cry. And I'm like, no, dude, these are tears of joy. Like, don't tell me not to cry. And I was like, I know you're Asian. Excuse me. I was like, I know you're Asian. You probably never cried. He said, I've never cried. And I was like, well, you know what? I couldn't cry till I was 30. And so I'm going to process. Like, I let it out of my body. That's my process to be able to show up every day is, sometimes my body might feel a feeling. I just let it out. I process it. And then I grew that much further. And so when you ask me what are my goals and stuff, it's like, I also run a spa. I run the Love Mic. So I'll just have my second board meeting. We launched it on Valentine's Day. The Love Mic Foundation had their first event on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And that was because my friend Jimmy sponsored a $2,000 table. He's the treasurer and secretary for the Love Mic Foundation, the one that pushed me to do this. All right. So Christian told me to go over here, and I was like, how can I, because he's the owner of this building and this. And so he's the one that pushed me into the foundation. But, so he's just thinks I'm amazing. And, and I think he built Harry Potter World. I mean, he's an amazing dude. And he's a great mentor. So
he's helping you run the foundation?
Yeah, Christian from Creative Factories who introduced me to him, and it's a head spa, and it's off Harry Hines. So when Christian was telling me about this, I was like, I don't know, dude. We like to be off 75, maybe up to Richardson, but off 75. But I went anyway, and I was like, wow, yes, thank you, Jimmy. Like, yes, we will take this.
Yeah.
This spot, which you should come in and get some great head. I'm getting really busy. I'm training 3 new people. It's a scalp spa.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, well, no. You should send your wife in. Watch the kids. Send your wife in, and I'll take care of it, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. She'll be glad. Yeah, oh, yeah. It's like I have a Serenity room.
Listen, your drug dealer pitch isn't going to work. The first one's free, all right? Like, I know the game, okay? And we have 2 children right now. We don't have this budget at the moment, but yeah.
That is funny. That is funny.
It works for every business, right?
Yeah.
First one's free.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's fun to be me because, like, my dad was in sales and stuff, and he's from New York, and not that I really knew him, but it's in my blood. Yeah, I naturally am always closing, but I genuinely know what it's like to have kids and for you. I mean, I'm grateful for this. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, no, that actually didn't cross my mind.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
I know, but you're right. Like, gangster me, it would, right?
Messing with you. That
means you're listening.
If I have a good service, that's how I would do it too. I'd be like, hey, let me just take care of that first one. Let me take care of that first. Let me show you what we're able to do. And then when you come back, like, I'd love to do another free one, but we got to pay the bills. Okay,
that's hilarious.
Maybe I'll throw you a discount on this one. Okay, but the next one,
I like to give back to the community, and I'm grateful for this time. I mean, your time is valuable.
I mean, I like the mic, and the foundation is very interesting. That's an interesting concept. But getting back to it, like, when do you think you might be able to do the first one?
So
a couple months.
So when we got sponsored that thing, I had Remy Riley perform, and it was an all Asian event, and she did, like, I wish I could remember. I just remember being so proud that day that it was just a really proud, like, wow, like, I feel amazing because I think, like, I love the spa. I love it. I can build a business. Like, I love Shark Tank. Like, you know what I mean? But the foundation is like my soul, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's a different kind of. I've never really planned what I want. I just feel like I just do what's good and safe for whatever for me, and then. So, yeah, I wanted to inspire people about mental health through comedy. Okay, well, that didn't work. Well, I still tried it. Well, now I like this, so I'll try that. And so I just kind of do that, and I am cared for. Like, ridiculous ways.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So what do you think? By end of summer?
But what is the goal? The goal.
I don't know. You said the goal is to put shows on at these facilities, right?
So, well, what's really cool is there's musicians that are willing to go out not getting paid.
Yeah.
Because the first part was, how do I take care of my mental health? Well, I give back and I serve.
Yeah.
So the foundation was going to be to the community is part of the basic human need. And then I've taken people to go feed the homeless with me from the Love Mic.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, in my brain, that's all it was. It had nothing to do with paying them.
Yeah.
But once I got that down, then I was like, hold on. Well, why can't the money go to pay them?
Yeah.
So it didn't even hit yet until it was outreach. It was community and outreach was the main basis because I literally took Free Fantasy to go to when it was cold to pass out blankets and shit, right? So I'll take people from, because they're like, man, it's like I have a bunch of kids I don't have. It's cool. Mm-hmm. It's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point, because it sounds like you got to very like go with the flow, just go with the vibes, right?
Right. So,
but with the foundation, you're probably going to have to get more rigid, aren't you? In terms of, you know?
I mean, I've built a lot of businesses, so to me, it's like.
Well, how many artists would you want to have on one show if you go to
It's not a show. It's just like one person. You're going to a rehab and you're
so you take one
shit
at a time.
They go out on their own one at a time. Yeah.
Oh, you're not going with them on it. You're kind of sending them out. Yeah.
At first, I will. Of course, I'll get
yeah,
all that. But I already have emails of people that some feel most comfortable in senior living. Some people. So right now, it's just finding the connections of people that they all have activity directors. I'm sure I could go, hey, chat, give me activity directors for all the local rehabs.
Yeah.
So I posted on Facebook and someone was actually in rehab and said, hey, I'll ask my coordinator. Mm-hmm. And then he did ask his coordinator. And I was supposed to expect a call and I haven't gotten it yet. But so it's me also getting in the flow of adding that to my plate.
Yeah.
So I think part of what I'm thinking about right now is like, just the show runs pretty good on its own, but I would always still be there because I had a mom called me one time and said, hey, like my son did your open mic at the farmer's market because I do pop-ups because I train people to follow me. So I did it at Statler. I've done it at Texas, whatever, Jack Ruby's. The Statler was 80 people signed up and 150 people showed up.
Wow.
So, but really it was because I had to name it and I just wanted to test if I could go somewhere and people would come. Mm-hmm. So that's how the pop-up started. So I like popping up places. And so I did the farmer's market for like 6 months, once a month. So it's right now, it's just how do I add that?
Is the farmer's market the one down by Deep Ellum? Down by like Ruby Oles and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you like doing the mic there?
I loved it. It was outside Sunday
Daytime?
afternoons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoons. But now, what's even more beautiful is my community's playing in all the little spots because they grabbed a lot of people from the open mic. And
what do you see the people that come through your mic? What do you see them graduating to? So to speak, like the quickest? Are they starting bands together, or are they doing like live performances at certain venues? Like, is there a stepping stone that kind of typically comes right after that mic? A certain venue, a certain place. Mm-hmm. What is it?
That I've noticed. Yeah. So I think I've seen the Ruins be like,
okay,
if you can do the Ruins.
Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I went there recently for the first time, and I was blown away at how good their sound system was.
Yeah.
And and I don't know why I would think it would be bad, but it's just some of the venues, where you're going into like because that's also a big bar. So it's like when the bar's up front and the venue's in the back, sometimes people don't pay a lot of attention to the details of like, oh, let's get some good sound in here. And they had like shockingly good sound there. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I saw a band called Mojo Hand there. And it sounded great. And I was like, okay. The only thing that sucks for them right now is the streets torn up in front of their venue because they're working on all that. But once they get that sorted out, and when they said it's going to go on, I talked to the door guy about it. I think it's going to go on till like 2027 or something. They have like a certain amount of time to get it done, and it's a lot longer than you think. And
I hardly ever see anybody working like us.
I
feel like
it's a weird. Whatever's happening down there feels like there's more to the story. It feels a little sketchy.
Yeah, I have Arch by Suki. She's a eyebrow arching and spa like place on Malcolm and Commerce.
Yeah.
It's killed their business.
Oh yeah, it's tough. So this, excuse me, this was actually being when I first started this podcast. We were at the Common Desk off Commerce, and I was using it as a temporary thing where I didn't have a setup like this that was permanent. So I'd use one of their common space rooms. I'd set it up and tear it down for every interview. But the price was right, and I was like, okay, this works. And then it got to the point where they were going to up their rates. And I was like, it's just a lot of money to not have like a set space, you know?
Yeah.
And I found this place, which has been great. But the wild part was I didn't even anticipate the construction or anything. I had no idea. But as soon as I got out was right when they started doing that. And I was like, oh, my God, that was like such a blessing that
Nice move.
Yeah, because I'd be, here where we're at, we have a lovely free parking lot that's got plenty of spaces. Whereas down there, you were trying to like, I would literally try to save like one of the free spaces out front. Like I might just be like standing there for a minute and be like, oh, somebody's coming in, Otherwise, they'd have to park in a meter, pay for a lot. And then now it would have to be like a block away and they have to walk through Deep Ellum. And if it's a late interview and they come by themselves, it's like, it just feels, especially if I invite like a female comic on or something.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, sorry to make you park and walk alone in Deep Ellum
all
for
the
my
reasons
podcast.
why, yeah.
Yeah. And, but yeah, I feel for him. I was like, God, if I was doing that podcast still there with that road being the way it is, not only would my guests struggle, but a lot of them would probably think like, what kind of amateur thing am I pulling up on right now? And so I do feel for the businesses that, you can't just leave and you got to deal with that. And the city or whoever, I don't know if it's the city or if it's contractors or both, but just dragging their feet. And it's like, are you trying to, like, as a pessimist, I wonder, it's like, are you trying to rip up the roads to destroy these businesses so that by the time you're ready to fix the roads, you can bring in different business that you would like there?
Restaurant Row.
I don't know. And it's like, that's speculation and that's just being a pessimist that thinks there's always an angle. But a lot of times there's an angle, right? So maybe it's like, are you trying to ruin these businesses that are using your single story, small venues that have been there for however long so that you can knock that down, put something there that's 4 or 5 levels or more there and get some more tax dollars rolling through Deep Ellum? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the plan.
Ruin ruins, right?
Yeah. But so it seems like that's where a lot of them.
Well, it's like, it's like like when they go to kind of be in a paid show.
Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
Because then they got to sell tickets. But what's super cool is if they started in the Love Mic, we're their fans.
Yeah. So now you're going to watch them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Have you ever thought about having, maybe you already do and I just don't know, but have you ever thought about having people who are well-established artists coming in as like a headliner on your mic to do, 10 songs or something where essentially like after the mic, everyone who attended the mic is now getting a concert.
Like Ryan does that.
Who's Ryan?
Ryan Berg. At the
Is that what he does at Balcony Club?
So it's him, and then he has a featured artist, and then open mic.
Well, I mean at yours though, because yours you have how many were on there the Monday I came? There's probably because I left and it was still going for a long time after that. I was only there for probably about an hour and a half, and I think I probably saw 15, 20 performers there, and then I saw the next.
Which one was the most memorable?
There's some that are memorable for the wrong reasons, so I don't want to say that. You know who I liked? I think to me there were good performers, and then there was also a performer that really embodied like the freeness of an open mic, where it's like, hey man, come out here, have a good time. This is like a judgment-free thing, and that was a gentleman named Malachi. Is that right? He did a System of a Down cover. Is that his name? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's like, yeah. But what I'm saying is that's something you want to see where it's like a person getting up there being like free, having a great time, enjoying music, right? And then I think the performer...
Yeah, but
what?
But Jimmy, my friend, when he talks about our mental health open mic, he's like, they got like mental health. Like,
they got mental health. No.
Right. And then he's like, and I'm like, well, it's not like that.
Yeah,
it's
but
just,
it is and it isn't, right? I mean.
Okay. Other than Malachi, who was your favorite?
Favorite.
Or most, I did say most memorable.
Most memorable was there's a very spirited rapper who's also, I believe, your audio engineer who did something about like, I'll never join the military.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. And then he has one, Fuck Ted Cruz. Yeah.
I haven't heard that one. He did 2 songs that night.
His whole album is.
Okay. Yeah. So like.
Oh, because
natural.
Because Lawnmower Guy was there.
Yeah. But that guy seemed like natural performer, great stage presence, knows his lane and exactly what he wants to do. And and he seems like he's cultivating his style exactly how he wants to. You know,
Yeah.
that one was because it felt. You know, that's a person where it's like, okay, is he getting on other stages? Does he do a lot of other stuff, or is he mostly at that mic?
Yeah, probably mostly there, and then he produces. Then he's just recording.
Yeah, but he's recording a lot. It sounds like, and he did not. He seems like he's ready to go on another stage and see, like, does the public want to hear this? I mean,
So he'll do private like shows.
Performance wise. He's ready, right? Like he gets on stage, he's not nervous with the mic. He's moving around, he's owning the environment, and he's got his songs written. He's got them where he can perform them with no flaws. It's like, okay, I think it's time for you to go to some bigger venues and see, like, does the world want my art? That's the natural next step, right?
Okay,
You don't think he's ready?
I just don't need him to be busy. He's my guy. He's my.
Not busy, but like that's what you want. Like you want him to do. Want him to do your Monday night, but then you also want him to have something on Saturday. You also want him to grow. I messaged one of your people. He had a beautiful voice, and I was trying to figure out what cover he was doing. Let me see if I got him in here still. But I just remember he held a record on stage with him of the song that he was covering.
Rennis.
Yes, Rennis. Yeah. Let me see, because I messaged him and I was like, hey, man, tell me what that record is. Rennis. Yeah, wonderful voice.
Yeah.
Rennis Jackson, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that him?
Yeah.
And he covered something off the album Litter and Cohen, Songs of Love and Hate. And it was just a really beautiful song. That one, because totally what was the gentleman we were talking about that raps? What was his name? Monty? Like Monty?
Manni.
Monty. Okay. Yeah, so these two are like polar opposites, whereas he's running around, animated, doing all his thing, really getting into it. And like he's pulling people out of the seats, dancing. Some of the people who come to your mic already knew all the lyrics and were right up front ready to go. Whereas what was it? Rennis. Yeah, he was like, I'm standing still, I'm holding my album, and I'm just going to try to sing this as beautifully as I can. And he had a great voice, so I loved watching kind of the polar opposites in that sense.
Yeah.
But a person like him too, with that, he's got a great voice, and so it leaves me wondering, like, okay, well, what are you doing with it? Because the cover was beautiful. You got some originals I can hear now. Like you hooked me with the cover. I'd love to hear what you're doing now, and that's kind of what I really love, but also get frustrated with open mics, because like I told you earlier, I'm very much like, okay, you did that. You're ready to do this. Where a lot of people just need to flow at their own pace. But don't you wonder, a voice like that, like what? Okay, now the cover was great. It's beautiful. And it was so beautiful. I was like, hey, tell me the record so I can check it out later myself. I'd love to hear the original now. But all right, well, what's your voice? What's your song? What's the thing you'd like to sing about? Or do you just love covering music and you have no desire to do that? I get interested about all those unique personalities that come to that mic. Like if you're just getting out of this that you like to perform and you don't need to write your own music on it, that's great. Like you want to do something that's a little deeper than an open mic where they're only going to have the hits, because he pulled out something I'd never heard before and I was like, okay, all right. And if you tried to do that song at a bar for karaoke, it's not going to go well.
Right.
But in that environment where people are here to explore music and hear things, it goes over very well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else really stood out. That one stood out for some reason. Just I don't know.
Adrian was in the military.
Oh, he was. Okay.
And so it was just interesting because that's why he got 2 songs, is because Adrian was there and he asked for it. And I'm co-hosting the creators meetup with Adrian now. And so if he wants to hear that song, then he got that song.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because I just get embarrassed.
You get embarrassed?
Of that song when I know his story of the military?
But here's the thing. That's music, right?
It's art.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. He's a grown man who was in the military. He knows that, I assume he knows, I'm putting words in his mouth, but I would assume he knows that not everyone is going to have a glowing, like, patriotic view of the military and service people, right?
Yeah.
And, he knows that there's always going to be somebody who disagrees with his choice and whatever, has an opinion about it. And then if he's helping run an open mic in an artistic field, it's like, that some of those people are also going to be in that environment. So what is there to be mad about? Mm-hmm. Unless they're coming up and like throwing a middle finger in your face and saying like, you're the problem, and the guy on stage, Monty, he wasn't doing that. He's just writing his music and doing it, know? And personally, I think you're better off being that way. Like those two guys with different opinions should be able to be in the same room with no conflict.
Yeah.
And that's the best way for both of them to kind of see each other's side a little more, right? Like the things Monty was saying in his songs about like the reasons why he would never join the military, you know, even though it's really hyperbolic and he's obviously writing it in a way to like get a reaction, but it's like the core part of it is like, hey, you know, it's pretty well known that wars are started to make people richer and that they will send you out there to die in the name of money and profit. And they'll do that, right? Or for whatever power, even just power. And that, you know, you're just going to be a name and a number, and it's not going to mean anything in the long run, depending on what you're doing, if you go die out there. It's like sometimes it doesn't matter. And, you know, that's not the worst balanced opinion to have to someone who's also like, I served, I was proud to serve, you know, I'm serving my country. You know, that point's also valid too. And you get those two people in the room together, I think that, I mean, isn't that America? Isn't that what it's supposed to be about?
I mean,
lovely freedom of speech as long as it's...
Mental health advocate.
Yeah, and I mean...
Mental health advocate.
So much music.
Getting people there to watch the show. So I guess I just am protective about... I'm not...
I think your heart's in the right place of like you want to... you want to make sure people aren't hurt and offended, which is, I think, a very kind approach. And that's wise, right? When you are calling it a mental health mic and love mic, and you have your reasons of wanting it to be that way, which is great. So I think what I do remember, though, is y'all prefaced it before he got up there. It was very much like, he's going to do the song.
Yep.
Whereas if you're a person who's going to be bothered, there's your cue. Take off for for a few minutes. Just go scroll for a little bit or whatever you got to do. But then a person like me, when y'all are doing all these warnings, I'm like, well, here we go. Something interesting is about to happen. And I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but I'm here for the ride.
All right.
Because
it sounds like you kind of enjoyed yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to me, it was like I'm used to it being really.
You're putting it on yourself, so you've got a lot more invested in it, and you should be concerned about people's opinions to a point in terms of like audience members. But no, it's an open mic. Like you know, even like with the comedy open mics, it's like you can set your ground rules as the producer of like, okay, here's where we draw the line, and then people can abide by that. But I think anything up to the line, you go, hey, you know, they might love you or hate you. Good luck. Yeah. I mean, it is. If you want to be an artist and you want to get on stage and you want to push boundaries, you could come off that stage and somebody, you know, could be ready to be like, hey, that was bullshit, and I want to talk to you about it. Blah, blah, blah. And as long as you're okay with that, you know, as long as you can politely whatever.
Yeah.
But nobody at the one that I was at seemed to be enraged or bothered, you know. I know it just makes you a little uncomfortable.
I mean, you know, because I mean, it was his first time there, so
that was his first time there.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a grown man.
Oh,
he,
yeah.
You know,
Dude, he's hilarious. He's driving lawnmowers.
He didn't he knows the game. He didn't seem to have any issues.
I know. Well, I mean,
now if you did that, like if you, here's where it wouldn't work, right?
Okay.
You decide with your nonprofit that you want to go to like a VFW and you bring him to perform.
Okay,
that's going to be a horrific idea.
Okay, cool.
Don't do that.
Okay.
But, you know, maybe don't take him to the senior living facility where there's going to be some veterans.
Okay. All right, cool. I heard senior living is loving rap.
I think senior living, you know,
seriously, like the girl Haley that works with me, she said, no, it's on TikTok.
Yeah.
I go, what do you mean? She's like, rappers are going into senior living. And I go, what do you think it is? He's like, oh, just like the energy, like, you know, it just.
Well, I think too, like as you get a little older yourself, like everybody, you start to realize like,
that's got
young people are really, I shouldn't say young people. A lot of people are really ignorant when they talk to elderly people. You start talking to them like babies again, you know, like, hi, how are you? It is a lovely day. And it's like, that's like a normal person who had like a whole life and they like probably like raised a family or they like went through some crazy shits. Yeah. A lot of them went to war. A lot of them like ran businesses and did things. And you're like, you know, what are you watching? You know,
well, they do go adult, child, adult. What is it? Child, adult, child.
Yeah, but they also have, you know, these were like real adults,
no, I mean,
and you know, and so I don't know when it started, but basically I talk to him like I'm talking to somebody my age or whatever, you know, and just hit him with
I'm going to now notice that. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you should, though, because what I've noticed is when I talk to him without that going on, because I was guilty of that too. Everybody does it. You're just trying to be respectful, you know. But what I realize is, man, you can get them to open up real quick because they want to share a lot of their life experiences with you. Not a lot of people are asking as you get older. It's like naturally your group, your friends are dying off and just, you know, your circle gets smaller. And, you know, I don't want to talk to you about the weather. I don't want to talk to you know, like one of the people I was talking to, we found out that when her and her husband went to Australia as part of the military, like he was at a base there or something, she took up gliding, not like hang gliding, like planes without engines, where they I think they tow you up into the air and then you glide around for a little while. And she's just this very unassuming woman. And afterwards, when we stopped chatting, you know, she was the mother-in-law of a friend, and that friend was like, "Oh, she didn't even tell you about how they were doing like spy work." And you're like, "What? She was a spy?" And they're like, "Oh, you got to talk to her about it next time." And so,
wow,
yeah, and so it's like, you know, these people are sitting in there like, "So are you doing the chocolate pudding today?" And it's like you need to talk to them about something more because the amount of interesting shit that has happened to most people you don't even know, and just because they're elderly, you know, you forget that it's like that might have been somebody who did like some weird cool badass stuff. Maybe they weren't, maybe they had a more simple life, but it was still a really interesting life. You know, it's like some of the people in our family, it's like you find out that they were sharecroppers, cotton pickers, things like that. And you're just like, God, that's right. It's like, it wasn't that many generations ago when people were in a field picking cotton by hand, you know, and they were talking about how the home they lived in as sharecroppers, you know, not only did they not have insulation in the walls, but there wasn't like drywall. So it's open to the studs, you know, so you're looking at the studs and that's just their house that they live in. And like one of their big outings, because they were poor, was, you know, they're going to go split a burger. You know, it's like a family of 5. And they're going to get a burger and they're going to cut it up and they're each taking a piece. And that was like one of their things. And it's like, yeah, I'd much rather learn about this, about you, than, you know, so do you like spaghetti? You know?
How was the applesauce?
Yeah. Is it nice here? And it's like, no, I know you probably don't want to be here. This wasn't your dream to land here, or you've just accepted that, oh, I'm here now and that's fine. But yeah, it's like I want to hear the real stories instead of this kid glove stuff that they get into. But I think it's just a natural reflex of you're trying to be very respectful, and if you're not around a lot of elderly people, you don't know how to do that. Just like if you're not around a lot of kids, you know, the way people talk to kids when they aren't around kids a lot, it's like, yeah, you don't have to talk to them quite like that. You know, like you can talk normal. They pick up on a lot of stuff, but but it, you know, it's interesting. So I think the open mic situation is the same way. I mean, if I go to an open mic, maybe it's just I'm going to comedy open mics to watch where horrendous things are being said on stage all the time. But I've never seen one just somebody get offended and just walk out over something like that, you know. They might go, this sucks, and leave, but never truly offended. So yeah,
he did say, "Hey, I gotta go," but look.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to him since.
I think the more performers like that are bold, I mean, I think that's a good spot for an open mic, because you had another new performer, and they had a song that was I'm trying to think. I don't know their name, but their song was about having a big back. I don't know if you remember this person, but they just basically said like big back like 30 times. And I think that was like their first time performing maybe that night, or not
like
that
curly
night, but like
hair.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I mentioned something about going public with my journey.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, that's an open mic. It's like you're getting up there, you're being bold, you're testing out, like, does this idea I have in my head work?
Yeah.
You know, because in your mind it always sounds great, but the best way to figure it out is go, okay, here's a bunch of people. And the beautiful part about doing something that's a little more experimental in that environment is you're surrounded by a bunch of other performers. So the likelihood of them all going like, you suck, get out of here. It's so low. You know, the pressure is very low.
Especially at the Love Mic.
Well, any open mic should be that way.
Well, they're not.
I know, but
They're not.
It should be a
Like Carzell the writer said, Jana, I have to leave the love mic because y'all are too nice. So he got his confidence with us.
Yeah.
And then now he's doing great.
But that's what you should do, right? Like
Yeah.
especially for your first time performers, right? You're going to get up there. You're going to be shaky. Your voice is going to crack or not work the way you want it to. It's just not going to be what you envisioned that perfect performance being like, right? So at least you know when that song's done, flaws and all, you've got 40, 50 people clapping for you about like, basically like you said earlier, it's like, hey, you had the nerve to get up there. You know, you've got our respect because you went up there and did it. And it's like, that's the whole purpose of it, you know?
Yeah.
And like I said, you got to have these tiers. And then people like you who want to host something that is essentially at that beginning tier.
That's my favorite.
It's important. It's so important. And then I've had, with this podcast, I've had the fortunate, part with the comics especially, where I'll go to open mics. I want to see who's getting out there. And then maybe I'll go to an open mic, 6 months later. Because by then, 90% of them have fallen off. Your experience where you're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
Or, I'm either not good at this, I don't want to do it, it's something totally different than I thought it was, I'm done.
Yep.
But then the 5-10% that stick around and you're like, oh, I remember you were trying that 6 months ago.
That's cool.
And it was dog shit.
Yeah.
But I see you've reworked it a little bit now. Now it's getting a little, I can see where the funny is. You just need to keep working on it.
Yeah.
And then like a year and a half in, you're like, man, they took that horrible premise, switched it all up. This is actually pretty funny now. Now they've got like a cadence down. They've kind of figured out their voice a little bit. And I think we need more of those kind of beginner levels for the music part of DFW. Because we've always had such a rich music scene here. But I think some of the areas it's lacking, where the entry-level community part of it all, where you got to get these people around each other, where they can start creating more. But then also, I'm sure you've seen at yours, they're building friendships, collaborations.
It's so cool.
And it's like, before you know it, a band or a group, something's going to form that is going to start going to another level.
Yeah.
Where you're going to be like, that started at the Love Mic, that's where we met, then we went to Ruins or wherever, got these things going, and now we're a group who's putting out our first real record, and we're trying to go on tour or something.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm in tears. Like during Covers Others.
Yeah.
This one artist, Austin, and Carlos from OP Productions, and then I was a part of the first one, and I'm still kind of a part of it, but it covers others. So they cover each other.
That's fun.
In the community, but it is so well received because of the Love Mic community, right?
Yeah.
Like Remy Riley will cover the Blue Line. Like it's 4 years of pretty close knit. People have been since the first venue. They've still stayed around, and like someone like Remy and the Blue Line, like they will always stop back by, even though they're off getting paid doing shows and stuff.
Sure.
But I've just created this place, especially Remy. Do you know Remy?
Yeah, I know Remy.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I don't know her. I know her music. I know that she's out there doing it. Yeah.
Man, her and her dad, I mean, they're just, I don't know. I just think it's like a model of how to treat people, how to continue to stay humble, how to just all that. Anyway, she's, they've become dear friends
That's
of
great.
ours. And,
well, that's what you want. I've seen a couple waves of cliques and groups, and I mean that in a positive way. It's not like a shitty thing, where there'll be like a group of bands and performers that are just like thick as thieves, but things just for various reasons don't happen, and those things go, and then there's a new group behind that. And I feel like we've gone through a little dip right now, and we're ready for that resurgence of just like a couple good cliques of different people just making really great things.
Yeah.
We were talking about Cameron from Cure for Paranoia earlier. It's like he's a good example. It's like they have their group of people that they've been creating music now for 5-10 years. And
So
people
the Greys
dipping
are
out.
family, right?
Huh?
The Greys are a family.
Who?
The band.
Oh, I didn't know that's his band's name, The Greys. I don't know if we talked about that. Maybe I just forgot.
Meet the Greys or something like that. There's Instagram.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I think it's like a couple sisters and a brother.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But point being is they've molded all that together now for so long that it's tight, and they're making a real run at making something big. And so these little clicks that you get, these little pockets of musicians. It's like you got to have that because all of a sudden you'll start feeding off each other. You start learning cues and writing together even better. And before you know it, you've got a group together and you're doing something real instead of just testing the waters still.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
Who are some of your like favorites that are coming through? Not people who are like out doing it now, but like your people in the mic part of it, in the that are just standing out to you. That consistently just maybe they're writing good stuff, maybe they're performing really well. Who's some names that come to mind?
Remy's definitely my girl.
We know you're in love with Manny's songwriting.
Oh, for sure. I love it so much. Yeah, that's not why we're not at Sundown anymore. I promise. I mean, I think we're getting into some politics and stuff. Like Fuck Ted Cruz was a song right before we got canceled.
Okay.
He doesn't know this. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah. I got a bit, and what do you think of the venue?
The venue? Your venue?
I got you should have read what I got sent to me today.
A bad email? Do you want to share it? Because I can tell you if it's valid or if it's. I'll give you an honest opinion. While you're looking it up?
They'll never listen to this, so that's.
Hey, no, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I'm just joking. I don't care.
I don't think they would. I don't think they care about
good.
me like that.
Well, what is your opinion of the venue? Like,
dude, all I know
every
is
venue has pros and cons.
So
what do you love? What do you want to change? Will change or wish you could change?
Shit. When I made it to Sundown, I thought, damn, this is the top. It's a music venue. They have real shows here.
Sure.
Like, I'm putting you on a stage that you might be on.
Sure.
So but the lights and shit, like when I left that first place and I got to Sundown and all those lights were in my face, like I truly I'm not looking for that. I always move out of the lights. Like I'm not trying to be in what y'all are doing. Like I don't want to, people ask me to collab on shows and shit. No.
Okay.
Like it's not me. Like I do what I do. It's a community. It's a mental health open mic. And I just do that. Like,
yeah. So what about this space that you like a lot?
First of all, that I found one. Fuck, because it could have been the end.
You're like, that it is a space.
Yes, because someone, Mike from the Granada said, I don't know if you're going to continue this or not. And I was like, bro, you have no idea what I'm up to if you have to ask that question. Absolutely will. And then I went somewhere for a couple times, and it just wasn't the vibe. And so then I ended up. So they literally built this stage. Like, and my birthday was January 12th. I had 3 weeks they had 3 weeks to change this conference room and gym into a place. So it's called Jam Station, so you can rent it out to go and like jam out. So they were going to do it anyway. I just put a fire under their ass because I needed to start an open mic.
Well, what caught me off guard originally, which I'm sure it catches everybody off guard, but then I felt like, oh no, this kind of works, was you are driving essentially around to like the back of a building. But then I get back there and I'm like, okay, well, there's a giant well-lit parking lot. I like that. I like that I'm not thinking about where to park. Because driving, that's one of the concerns, I watched your little tutorial video about where it's at, and I was like, oh, well, this is fine. And then I was just curious. I was like, well, I wonder if the GPS will even take me to the right spot since it's around the back. But it does. It gets you there. And then, you're walking through the loading dock. And one of my jobs that I worked at, when you clocked in, that's what you did every day. It reminded me of this job that I had, and it was a great job. But the workers, it's like we all walked in exactly the way it was, up the ramp by the loading dock where, the trucks and everything are going to come in, the dumpsters are going to come in. And then you hang a left, and you're going essentially down a tunnel because it's like a gym. It's like a sports style thing, right? And you got the bathrooms that are like locker rooms and everything. So at first you're just like, well, okay, what's this going to be? But it did make me think of something that I like about a lot of venues where I think a lot of your good venues have zones as you're coming in to kind of like calibrate your mind. Like, we're getting into this space here. We're about to go into this, rather than just you're right in the front door and there's a stage. So something about walking down that tunnel.
And then
like,
there's a sign that said the love mine.
Yeah. But I mean, initially it catches you off guard because you're thinking like, well, this is different. But it is a nice little, like, you're kind of, you're getting your focus into the like, okay, we're going into this thing, and I kind of like that. A lot of comedy clubs, for instance, like, you might be like going down a set of stairs and underground, and it kind of has a similar vibe of like, oh, we got our little hideout here.
Yeah.
I did like that. See, I mean, I don't really think of any negatives. Like I especially if I'm going to an open mic, I don't have like unreasonably high expectations for anything. I think like this is going to be an entry level, more modest stage. We're here for performers to have a space to perform. You know, what I did like is I wasn't expecting you to have a team running the equipment. Like I didn't think there'd be somebody like trying to upload someone's tracks, you know, from a USB while somebody else is setting up the mic stand with the, you know, for the guitar or the ukulele or whatever's coming up. And I think those things are important to keep it moving, you know. So that from that aspect, it's like, what more do you want? You got people to help you keep the show running. You got a stage, you got lights, you got sound that's good.
Security.
Yeah. I mean, and the you know, you had like the in-house drummer when I was there. What's his name? Mark, yeah. And so, you know, your performers have these options if you want to have a little more live feel. So no, I don't think it's lacking anything. I think now it's coming into how do you want it to grow? Like, what do you want that you don't have? Like, what are the goals of what you would do differently to, okay, we've got a good level. You know, like in your mind, what improved? Well, you have an audience.
No, those are performers.
Yeah, but that's your audience. It's one and the same.
I don't want it to be. I want you to want to come back. I want Adrian to want to come back.
It'll always be.
No, it won't.
No. What I'm saying is any open mic, not yours, not the balcony club, not comedy. All of them, an open mic will always be a little bit of a hard sell to a casual listener of music, right? Because they're going to go in thinking this is a concert. And it's different, right? Yeah. So I think that's always going to be a hard marketing hurdle, is to tell someone like what you're doing is you're seeing the like underbelly of music and how things are created. So if you're a creative person that likes to see the process, this is a very entertaining show and you're going to like that. But if you're somebody who's thinking like, I'm going to go to a concert on Monday night, that's always going to be a tougher sell. I think the only way that becomes a good sell is if you're more seasoned performers at your mic are attempting to bring their own fans to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think with doing one song, that's going to be hard to do. Mm-hmm. I think what would help you get more like casual fans to come experience music in that sense would be like feature spotlights. Like I said, where you do your mic and then at the end of the mic, it's like you have a headliner that runs through a real set. Maybe it's a 30-minute set even, you know, but like this is the show after that part. And then what you would have is people coming in a little early, catching glimpses of the open mic, and maybe some people find out that that's something they're really interested in, you know. And then also you give your featured performer, I think what they would benefit from is your open mic performers that are less seasoned. They're there because they love music and they're trying to do this. So part of their $8 is essentially getting them admission to this concert now of an artist that's doing something that they hope to do. So on one hand, they get performance, but they're also getting like a lesson of like, oh, they do this and they do that. And you know, you're seeing it done after you just got through doing it. So they are your audience at the same time. I think that would be your best bet because it's just talking about an open mic is very difficult to educate someone on what it is.
I didn't even know.
It's really, it's tough to explain what it is. So they're like, oh, so they're like performing. You're like, yeah, well, they do like one song. And they're like, well, are they good? And you're like, some of them. and they're like, well, what about the bad ones? And it's like, well, you're watching somebody try to create something. That's interesting. And even the bad ones, it's not like it's, you know, I'm ripping my ears out. It's unlistenable. You know, and it's there's still something to like about all of it. But if you are a really casual, like if you went to 3 concerts in your life, you know, and your best show you ever went to was the huge Taylor Swift production, you know, and you're thinking concerts are like this.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever going to be able to really convey what an open mic is to somebody that has a limited experience like that, because their base level of what a concert is so massive, you know, and it's high production. And but I think people who go to smaller venues to watch concerts, you know, you know, like you bought a ticket to watch somebody at Sundown at Granada, you might actually be interested in checking out an open mic, especially because I think if you're going to shows at your smaller venues, Ruins, 3 Links,
Will Call,
Double Wide, Will Call, all those medium to small size venues, chances are you're probably watching a lot of local musicians. So if you're watching a lot of local musicians, you're starting to get into the scene a little more. You're probably the type of person who would love to come check out an open mic and see like, well, who's coming up the pipeline that could be our next local musician that's impressive, that's got something interesting to say or got a unique style. So maybe there's something there where if you're going to local shows and you see people who are just watching local performers that aren't in bands themselves, maybe that's your easiest pitch of like, hey, if you like local music, we do this thing on Mondays. You should check it out. It's an open mic. You see a lot of these people before they get on these stages. It's a chance to see a little more raw version of writing and performing, and might be something you're into. And and then I think just having the realization of like, if you got 100 people to show up to an open mic, even if it was just a great open mic, you're still really probably only going to retain, like 30 of them are going to come back. Because an open mic's just such a unique venue. It's, it's just different. People like me, I like it. I like going to see what's going on. But, there's maybe like 3 of my friends who would also enjoy it with me, right?
Right.
The rest of them, they're just like, I don't know if I can listen to 30 different performers.
Dude, my neighbor, she said, she said, I don't know how you do this. She was like, it takes a special person.
I took my wife to a comedy open mic, and she was like, I'll never go again. She was like, I grinded my teeth so much in like awkwardness for the performer. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's probably not for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I played in bands and I stuff prior that, I don't know. I just like seeing the process. I like seeing that. And there is something, I guess, if you're the type of person who you like seeing people achieve things, that would be another selling point of like, what's really cool is when you see someone like fidgeting with their instrument because they're like 5th on the list and now they're 4th on the list and 3rd and 2nd and now it's time to go, and you just out of the corner of your eye you're like seeing the tensions build, and it's like I'm watching this person hold their guitar and it's like, well, I wonder what you're going to play, and then you're nervously tuning or doing whatever. You check to see if you ever pick 5 or 6 times even though you got your pick, or whatever that version of nervousness is, right? And then you see them get up there, they do it, even if they're a bundle of nerves, and they do it, but it's like then they get through it and it's like you saw somebody achieve something that they were incredibly nervous about, but you could tell they had been thinking about this and they really wanted to do it. Something about that's, I don't know, it's fun to see, isn't it? Isn't it fun to see someone take a risk and, follow through with it? I kind of like that. I mean, you've seen it so much now, you're probably not seeing a lot of that anymore. But
I like it when they come into the community, they do well, then they stay.
Yeah,
because this mom that called me, she said, hey, she goes, when you're at the farmer's market, she goes, my son, that was like one of the proudest moments that he'd ever had, is that he had the courage to get up at the farmer's market, and then he never came back. And she goes, he killed himself last night. Oh. And do you have a video of that?
Nice.
And because it was a special moment for him. And that also, I will have a Bailey was his name. I'm going to have a grant, like a Bailey grant once a year for the Love Mike Foundation.
Yeah.
The mom doesn't know it yet, but when she called me the week this was all coming together. So I was like, if he would have stayed in the community,
possible, right?
He might not have done that. And so that's why, to me, it's like I introduce myself to every person because I also want them to know that, come on back, right? Like it works if you work it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I had a comic and a show producer on here named Gretchen Young.
Yeah.
She's
from the Statler, right?
She's done shows at the Statler, yeah.
At the Speakeasy.
Yeah. And she's been producing a bunch of shows and she performed.
She's cool.
And I remember asking her years ago when she was on this podcast about like, is there a stand-up comic who signs up for your open mic where you're just like, no. And that was one of her things. She's like, open mic comedy gets real rough around the edges. And there are some people that get up there that are just actually insane. And, if this is what they need to work it out, if this keeps them from having an episode with themselves, or if it keeps them from like going on a public shooting rampage or something that they got to vent and get, and feel a little bit of part of a community and stuff. She's like, then we're going to let them go up. She's like, I'm doing a bar open mic. It is what it is. And that's always stuck with me of like, yeah, you're right. I mean, if you've been pent up, bottled up with all these issues, whatever it is, and you have no outlet. I mean, that's rough. That's rough, you know? And so it's like if getting up there and singing a song, whatever, is helping one day a week, it's like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So,
well, yeah, Mark, he's been with me 2.5 years, and he volunteers to be the drummer, and it's like one of his favorite days of the week.
there you go.
So, and he'll tell you himself that it's kept him clean. You know, so it's cool, and he'll, you know, it's beautiful to have a mentor there for other people, because I've had other people come up to me and say, "Hey, did you say if it works if you work it?" Because that's that's a group thing, and I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, are you sober?" I'm like, "I mean, I'm very familiar with it."
Yeah. Well, I think there were 2 or 3 moments at the one I went to. I know one for sure where there was a woman who just moved from Louisiana, and she's like, "Hey, I just moved in. This is like the first mic I've done. People told me about it." And she's like, "You know, I'm looking for a music producer for like hip hop or R&B or whatever." And it's like before she even finishes the sentence, there's like 2 or 3 hands going up, like, "Oh, no, I can do that. I got you. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the whole reason of this, is get that community going to make music. And it's like, is that going to be your dream producer? Are you guys going to mesh? I don't know, but you at least get to try.
Yeah.
You
I had
just get to
someone that
figure it
asked,
out.
how does she publish? She needed to know, like, how does she even get it on Spotify?
yeah.
And some people also were helping her on that.
All the little details.
So
Yeah.
you also asked me who are my favorites.
Yeah.
And so, of course, this is my girl. We do her hair.
Yeah, Remy Riley.
And everything, and we love her family, and we're going to Rainbow Vomit. Did you know they're closing?
No, I don't even know what that is. Rainbow Vomit?
Isn't that really
Is that a
sad?
venue?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you know, I really wish.
Where was that at?
I wish that they were. I really wish they were faking their closing
Where is that?
across from Fair Park, next to where that pizza place used to be.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that
I know.
exposition area.
Yeah. So the thing is like my brother was saying, is like he's seen it for years, pre-COVID and everything, but didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And so he never went in.
I've never heard of it. And
So
I've been in that
she
area.
loves rainbows. And it's a you go take pictures, and it's a arts immersion. Before Meow Wolf
okay.
was around, they were around. I mean, they're my friends, and I really wish they were faking their because it seems like now, like I go, Remy, have you been there? She's like, no, and I was like, dude, you love rainbows. What are you doing Saturday? You're coming with me to their closing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, she loves rainbows. Okay.
But that's a tough area to keep things open in, though. You know.
That was way pre-COVID. They lasted through COVID, but it's like once you go take your pictures, do you need to go back? So it's kind of a one-time thing. So like hair, it grows, you need a cut, right? So it's like
Yeah.
my brother's genius on that. And then the Blue Line, Michael from the Blue Line, he is on the board of the Love Mike Foundation.
Oh, okay.
And he's representing artists.
Nice.
So yeah. So
There you go.
and then like the Artist Connect app is a big part of our group. So that the Artist Connect app does for artists what record labels used to do for them. So that Sage feels like music has suffered. So I met him at Maker's Gym before they went down. And so it's the Love Mike powered by the Artist Connect app, because it also helps artists with their taxes and keeping up with shit.
Yeah, all the little things that you
All
don't
the-
know.
yeah.
All the business side that you don't realize you have to do. And
Yep.
all that's important. And again, you know, it's like you can go have that community and perform with these people, and it's a space where you can go, you know, how do you even do this? I don't even know how to do that. And then someone's like, oh, I did that. And, you know, you can get some tips and work
What's an
on it.
interlude in a 1/4 inch? So I want to ask your feedback, because
Sure.
you're right. You know, because I'm not a normal open mic at all, I know that probably makes good sense to have a feature. I've always had celebrations.
I think you do what feels right in your gut to do. I just think you got to decide what it is you want to do.
I really liked the persona
What do you mean?
that you said would be interested in it, and you said this would be people that go to Ruin. Like, that was fucking genius.
Well, I think if you're the type of person that watches local music already,
Yes.
you might be interested in local open mics.
Right.
But I think if you're the type of person where you bought an expensive ticket to a big concert, open
No.
mic's probably never going to be your thing.
So I think I need to figure out like the marketing strategy, and I was just talking to Sage about it, and I think what it is going to be: do you love local music? That's what it's going to say.
You know what I think would be the best thing for you that seems to work on a lot of things is you probably are you going to concerts yourself now? Yeah? No?
Fucking, I never listen to music.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I see you posting at shows. Are you going to shows?
So I actually just did a message that I'm not really doing that anymore because
okay.
I am on a fitness journey and I need to learn how to meal prep and get all that shit. I'm
Okay.
at the gym and you know what I mean? So, and then I'm trying to open them a nonprofit. So it's time to go fucking inward.
That's fine. But word of mouth goes a long way.
Well, the artists
know?
tell people all the time. Like,
Well, I mean, you though, like you're the person doing this. I think meeting fans of music, like I said, if you find out people are fans of local music, you know, you just getting to know them and talking to them for a minute.
so I need to go to their pages. Like, yes.
I think you need to find ways to meet people in person. You know,
Yeah.
you know, for instance,
Well, guess
for
what?
instance,
I mean-
but what I mean is like a lot of these comics that I, you know, get the privilege of talking to and kind of picking their brain about this stuff. One of the best things they do is when their show's over, they go straight to the lobby. They're out front. They're meeting people, talking to them, right? Because if you're the headlining comic, right, people bought tickets, they probably know you. If you're the feature comic or the opener, they don't know you. And they might have laughed at all your jokes, but they did not remember your name. They don't know who you are anymore. They don't even remember your jokes anymore because they just heard an hour of who they actually came here to see, right? Yeah. But the opener and the feature will stand out front. People will be like, "Oh, you were so funny." And you're like, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm so and so." You know, maybe they have like a QR code or something. They're like, you know, you can follow me here. I'm performing around town all the time. Do you guys go to comedy shows? And they like, there's people who are always just like, thanks, and they walk by and leave. But then there are also people who are looking to be more involved. They want to go to more comedy shows.
Yeah,
They like it. And so they're going like, oh, you perform other places? Yeah. We're actually a month from now, I'm at this venue. And they're like, oh, okay. So like you perform around here. And then they build this connection that now that person, so you're not getting volume, but you're getting quality. So instead of trying to rope in, you know, how do I get 50 people there to see if they like it? It's more about like, how do I get 5 that I know are going to love it? Because those 5 will consistently show up. And then, you know, if you're able to do that a few times, all of a sudden you got a crowd, you know, 30, 40 people who aren't performing, just watching. Mm-hmm. 20 non-performers grouped in with all of your performers would be a very big crowd. You know, that you're going to start filling out your space with 20 people who aren't performing, right? Because you're already getting 30 to 50 performers rolling in there, right? Mm. So I don't think you need high volume. I think you need quality. Yeah. You know, who is somebody who's actually going to be interested in this instead of trying to cast this wide net of like, come give it a chance. Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be a waste of your time, and it's going to cause you a lot of frustration.
So I do it lightly when I go to Balcony Club that I'm going to go to after this.
Yeah.
I do it lightly there. I do introduce myself.
That's a great example because if they're at another open mic, they're already into this a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a great example. And then just, I don't know. I think just talking to people so they get a sense of like who you are and where, you know, trying to get it across where you're not giving like a sales pitch because nobody really wants a sales pitch,
I'm
right?
always selling.
I know, but in this environment, you don't need to sell.
No, I know. I think that's why a few artists don't like me because you're not
going to be able to sell it. They either will like it or they won't like it.
Yeah, I am too much.
So they're either going to say like that sounds interesting, or they're just going to be like nah. You know what I mean? And I think it's more about finding just if it seems like a person that's interested in it, just inviting them out. You know,
I know. I get so excited.
And do your old ways. Like it's normally $8, but why don't you just come out for free for this one? You know, come out for free. Like you know, it's your first time. It's on me.
I'll put you on the list.
You know, because if your artists get upset, you're like, hey, I'm trying to bring all fans that aren't performers.
Yeah.
You know, and if we get enough fans in here, it's like maybe we don't have to charge artists anymore.
Right.
Right. I mean, it's everybody could win. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if all of a sudden you got 40, 50 people paying a cover, that's really helping you out quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And now maybe you can change your model if you need to.
Yeah. That's good. No,
what about talking to your consistent performers? Like, hey, you're coming here all the time. You know, maybe you do a deal where it's like, you know, if you have friends who are interested in watching you perform, you know, like, how about if you bring 2 people, you're not paying to perform, right? Where it's like a nice little, like, if you got people that want to watch you, this is a good way for you to not have the cover. And then you're still helping out the mic where we're still getting funded and we can keep things going. And then also we're getting a crowd in here. and maybe that's a way where you can encourage them to try to bring a friend or somebody who
don't perform,
but they would like to see you perform.
Yeah.
The people we talked about, they don't have people. They have to have people in their life who either know a little bit that they perform or have heard a little bit about it and are intrigued. And if they were like, actually, I am performing Monday night if you want to come, and maybe there's deals like if you bring a certain amount of people, maybe you're getting to do like 2-3 songs. I don't know. There's all sorts of things you could work in to where you're taking the idea of like, we've got to do this mass marketing, buy ads or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because everyone, like, you're being sold stuff constantly all day, right? Online, everywhere you go, it's always an advertisement. So maybe getting people to just kind of do a little work for you in the sense of like, well, would you like an audience? Yeah. Tell you what, you bring 2 people, no $8. You're good to go. Just you bring people to come in and you get to perform.
And those 2 people pay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
You know what I'm saying? And then now the performers get a free place to perform. They call them
fucking genius.
They call them like bringer shows and other things. Like you got to bring people to perform.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. When I used to be in bands, it's like the idea was like you were really going to have to sell tickets up front to get in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's a common thing. And how hard is it to find a person, 2 people? I mean, some people it is difficult. I know on a Monday night, their friends and coworkers aren't going to want to come out. But, you
thought about moving it.
It doesn't matter where you move it.
No, Monday night.
No, it doesn't matter.
You don't think Thursday matters?
No, I think
on that particular situation, but what about just random people? They'd rather go out on a Thursday or Friday. My stupid ass stayed on a Monday.
No, and
I had a choice.
I think weeknights like that are a good option for things like open mics, because the other thing you're going to be doing on Thursday is you're going to be competing with bigger productions.
Okay.
Do I want to go to an open mic on Thursday, or do I want to go to a concert with 3 bands that I know are going to be good?
Okay, got it.
Right? So why compete with that? If you all of a sudden found out that there was no music happening on Thursdays, then yeah, I'd probably fill that. Have you ever seen a show called Kill Tony?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're in that lane where, look what he's built off of a similar model with comedy. In the sense, I know he's going to ruffle your feathers.
No, I haven't even watched it.
But, he's going to be...
I've heard of him and people have said shit.
Sure. He's abrasive. He's controversial. But what he does that you guys have a similar mindset in is, at least in the early days, now his show is massive. He sells out Madison Square Garden 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
But in the early days, they were in a small room on like a Monday night. It was the smallest room of the comedy club out in LA that they could get into. And it was the show that nobody went to. But his thing was, if you want to try comedy, this is your shot. So you could go do your first time performing stand-up comedy ever could be on Kill Tony to a sold-out arena, and he's going to let you do it. There's no curating. Like, you could go up there and you could be an incredible comic your first time, or you could be the worst thing that's ever happened, and they're going to make fun of you and all this, because he does roast. That's part of it.
Okay.
So they know what they're getting into. But that is part of what has made that show massive, is that it's just authentic. This is what it is. Most of the comics are going to be pretty bad, but then you get some gems that are not only incredible, but have made real careers out of this. So people will see that kind of stuff. He has built something off all these comedy fans who are like, I am willing to sit through 6 shitty stand-up comics doing it for their first time ever on Kill Tony, because that's interesting, one, to watch people fail. It is interesting, right? Someone coming up there with a load of confidence that is terrible. That's kind of interesting. That you might also see that person come back again a different time, because he just pulls names randomly out of a bucket, right? So you might see someone who was really shitty the first time, and then the second or third time they come up, they've actually gotten better, and now the crowd's rooting for them, right? And then if you are a real comedy fan and all of a sudden you've discovered the next really funny, interesting person because of Kill Tony, that's really cool too. Like one of the guys that he brought on, now all of a sudden they're on SNL. So things like that can happen, and you could go, I remember the first time that person went on stage, and I listened to it, or I watched it, or whatever.
I do tell them not to forget where they came from.
Yeah, well, music open mics could take a lot of lessons from the way comedy did it, the way Tony Hinchcliffe did it. Make it your own, obviously, but people will watch that. People will watch it. It's just about getting the right people interested in it, and then
I think I'm almost there because I'm at year 4. You know what I mean? So now it's just...
I don't worry about the years. I think you go into it just going like, what's working?
Right. Well, I'm just saying...
And what would I like to change? Like, it's your mic. You got to decide, like, what do I like? What do I want to see more of? What do I want to see less of?
I do miss my comics.
But if your goal is just to get more audience members there, then I think you start throwing those types of strategies of just... try some stuff, see what sticks. You may tell your performers, like, hey, if you bring 2 people, you don't have to pay. And they might go, that's bullshit. Right? They may all hate it. They may love it. They may hate it. But at least you'll know.
I'm going to be like, dude, it was Travis that...
Tell them to listen to the show.
I'll be like, Travis, it was his idea. What do y'all think?
I mean, it could be. It's an idea to work with.
Yeah.
And at this point, it's like, what's the worst that could happen? You get some
I'm blaming the shit on you. I'm going to try it.
You get some feedback. You text me later. You're like, they hated it.
Yeah.
They
not
hated
a fan of.
They're boycotting your show.
They're not a fan of.
I think you're the dumbest person. But also then it kind of, you could also open up the discussion to them. Like, I appreciate that y'all perform here. What do you think we could do to get more casual people in here who aren't performers so that y'all have an audience, that some of them probably won't want it, because if it's an honest audience, that means, you're going to find out, do they like what you do or not? And if you're comfortable with that, great. If you're uncomfortable with that, good luck. But if you want to perform, those are necessary steps. Like, at some point, you're going to write music and you have to go, I got to perform this in front of strangers and see if it's received or not. And it's a healthy step for an artist, a musician. So maybe pitch it to them, next Monday, just go, I had this conversation. We had these thoughts. What do y'all think? Do you want to try something different? Tell you what, how about, next month on this date, we try it and see if they go for it.
Yeah.
Or if they come up with their own ideas of, I've always thought you should do it this way.
Right.
And then, you could just roll the dice and see if it works.
Yeah.
You're going to get some really bad ideas also, but,
yeah.
I don't know. What do you got to lose,
No, I think I really like that. Bring 2 and...
Maybe not even 2. Bring 1. Just 1 that replaces your $8. That's reasonable, But I do think you could definitely do like if you find a way.
Well, Rennis always brings his mom, Miss Trina.
Well, there you go.
So Miss Trina gets in.
There you go. So that's what I'm saying. You could start like that and then just see.
Well, I think what's going to happen is I think some people might come more often. Yeah.
If you didn't have to pay, that would be helpful, right?
Oh yeah, you want to hear what that was? Yeah.
Oh, the bad review? I'd love to hear it, because I'll tell you if it's. I can give you a.
What time did we start? At 8:30, 9:30, 10:30?
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God.
We'll shut it down soon. But I
could speak forever. Okay.
I'll give you some real feedback of if it's valid or if they're just being an asshole.
Okay. I just want to make sure I talk about the Pocket Sandwich Theater.
Yeah.
And the Love Mike Foundation.
Okay.
Like I'm so excited to do once a month there.
At the Pocket Sandwich Theater?
Yeah, but they're not on Mockingbird. They went to Carrollton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've already talked to Shannon.
You're going to do pop-up mics there or?
Once a month.
Once a month?
Fundraiser for the foundation.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, and I'm going to do a play, because it's a play place,
yeah.
on how the Love Mic was started.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that'll be at the beginning, and then I'll have different artists play every month so that they bring their crowds to this Pocket Sandwich Theater.
Well, perfect. There you go.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that.
Yeah,
that was really exciting. So when you say next steps, it's like I just kind of wait and find out, and like I have these type of moments, and then I've had a couple aha things that I'm like, okay, cool, like I can execute that.
Well, then just keep doing it the way that's been working for you.
Right.
Yeah, just keep going with it.
Organic.
Okay, but you were leaving me hanging here. What is this review? What is this?
I'm giving my honest feedback.
Is this a person who performed or a person who came to watch?
So this person came and
we will leave them nameless.
Correct.
Yes.
And I know, I mean, if you do listen to this, then I didn't know how much you loved me. But I just don't think that this person would take the time to listen to this. But anyway, because, yeah. Okay.
Let's see what they said. Give it to me.
So I had to own my side of the street and let her know that, hey, sorry, the monitor wasn't working when she was performing. Mm-hmm. So the next time you come, I'll put you on the list.
Okay.
So I just had to apologize because it wasn't cool.
Yeah. What's the review? Give it to me.
It says, hey, I'm really sorry about the monitor on Monday. Let me know the next time you come in, and I'll put you on the list. It was great to have you. Hey, thanks, Jana. It was a bit strange, the location, and no worries about the monitors. It just happened that I had a day off so I could come by, but I'll let you know next time I can come by again. What was strange to you? Okay, I'm giving you my honest feedback out of love. When I arrived, I was not sure I was in the right place. Due to the no sign outside in the loading dock, it was a bit confusing, and I saw other musicians wandering around as well. I know you're trying to keep this love mic going, which is important, but I really hope you find another venue.
Okay.
As an artist, I like going to open mics that not just to perform, but also to share my music with others. This setting only allows for an audience of performance. Finally, well, that's not my goal, right?
Yeah, go on though.
Finally, it was difficult to have to ask for an $8 cover at the Sundown, but reason people paid for it was because it was an opportunity to play at the Granada and maybe have some exposure. Most artists are struggling like me, and the combination of the cover charge and the oddity of the location, in my opinion, is why you're not seeing numbers you can get at your event.
Okay.
Thank you for your feedback.
Well, listen, first of all, I thought it was respectful feedback the way they wrote it, right? You don't like hearing some of it, but it's like, it wasn't like, you fucking suck and blah, blah, blah. Like, it was respectful. The monitor thing, okay, get over it. Like, production things happen. If you're going to be in music for a long time, these things are going to happen, okay? And the offer, you handled that well. That's all fine. So the things I heard is, probably stuff that you already knew going into this about the location being atypical, like the way we enter and all that kind of stuff in. But really, it sounded like if there was just a sign or something, that would clear that up.
I have a guy that normally has these red light things, and he does this.
Sure.
It was cool. I didn't have him come that night.
That's okay. But also, it's like, all right, so one of the goals then, we get a sign, a portable sign that you can put out, just like you have in the hallway. Just get another one that just says, love Mike here with an arrow pointing or something. You want to know
something even better?
Uh-huh.
He's going to let me spray paint on the...
Well, perfect.
I know. Now I'm trying to find the person to spray paint, and I think DJ Heath is maybe going to do it, but like I was trying to find a labor of love.
Yeah.
I really would like the skyline
Sure.
and then the love mic.
And then the $8, that's going to be something that comes up with every musician, but we're already brainstorming ways to get rid of that, right? And so I think you take it to the community as well as think about it yourself of like, okay, if the $8 cover is going to be a consistent thing, how do we get audience members to pay that so then they don't have to do it, right? And then the audience thing, that's something anybody's going to want at an open mic. But I would argue against that feedback that I don't think the average open mic has a lot of non-performers coming to watch. Comedy, music, slam poetry, whatever you want to talk about, people going to an open mic it's often outnumbered performers to casual viewers. That's just something that happens, right? So yeah, I mean, what I would do is, what was the other thing she had? She said the oddity of the venue and the issue with the thing, right? And then that there wasn't a crowd. Okay, well, what I would do is the things you can change.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure my parking lot guy is usually there. He wasn't there. I got that one fixed.
So we got the parking lot guy fixed. We're getting a sign put up, which you already said.
Yep.
Perfect. We have our consistent, our sound guys that are working with us now. We're doing our best to limit those issues.
Yeah.
We got professionals working with you. And then the last thing, the audience. Hey, I agree with you. I'd love to have an audience here. We've been brainstorming ideas to do that. And I think if we can get an audience here, it'll make it to where we can get rid of the cover. But until you get those things kind of figured out, like you said, thank you for the feedback. But once you get them figured out, I would just reach back out to her. Hey, just letting you know, we did X, Y, Z. If those were the things that were keeping you from coming back, I think we might have addressed them. Would love to have you back another time. See if it's a better fit.
Yep. I'll definitely see her around. She's been around for a long time.
But I think it's all real. Good. Other than
and she did mean it out of love. I get it.
Throwing the monitor in there again, like the monitor with the audio, she was just doing that to try to like build a case. The monitor thing happens. That's a non-issue. Whatever, it comes up. Sometimes you're just going to have issues, like sound issues, light issues. Every now and then, like a cable's going to go bad, and you can't predict when that happens. That's just going to happen. But the other stuff, it's like, all right, well, you got consumer feedback. If it's things you can change, then just pick the first one you can solve it, and then keep growing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's like, I wish I could get that kind of feedback about, you know, like this podcast and things I do, but it's such a one-sided thing. It's like, I'm talking to listeners. They're not really able to give me a lot of feedback, and they're all nice. So why would they send you a message, you know? But no, I think that was reasonable. You don't like hearing it because it's your baby that you're working on. You know, that's tough to hear.
Yeah.
But I thought it's reasonable, you know? And if that person is thinking it, then you know other people are, right? So it's like, you have to kind of thank them too. It's like, well, you did give me this feedback. It's like, if one person's thinking it, then 10 people are probably thinking similar things and just don't say it. That's great. We can address that. We can fix that. I think the little things that you've already done, like putting those instructional videos, it's like you could just start throwing those out there more often. Like basically every Monday you can.
Like in my head, I really did think about, like, I was like, this shit went viral and you don't know where to go.
But if it goes viral one time, doesn't matter.
But you didn't know where to go? You didn't see it?
No, but you got to think, like, let's say 50,000 people saw. How many people do you think saw it?
I mean, I got the stats. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but so thousands, right?
Yes.
Okay. In DFW, though, Dallas-Fort Worth area, I think there's about 8 million people. So you're still at a small percentage of that. Like, it's, as long as you're doing this mic, you know, if you're doing this mic for 10 years, there will be new people learning about the mic after the fact, right? Like, someone's going to move to town. Somebody's going to just start doing music last year that has lived here forever. And so there will always be people that it's new to, you know? And so just figuring out, like, what is consistently that issue for, like, what are those challenges for, like, a new person? And then going, like, is this something I can actually change? Because, like you said, putting a person out there to direct traffic and then having a sign up, that's going to fix half of her issue there.
Okay.
The other issue of bringing people, that's something every open mic.
I thought I had that video pinned. I need to pin it.
Yeah. Well, or just like, you know, if somebody's considering going to your Monday open mic, they're probably following you. And at that point, if you're putting it out in a story as a post, hey, it's Monday, just a reminder, here's this thing, how blah, 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 whatever. Finding a simple little flyer with like quick directions or pictures, maybe not a video, just multiple things.
Yeah.
It'll always be a hurdle. But guess what? If I was trying to tell somebody where to go for like deep Ellum venues and things like that, that's still going to be a challenge too. Like every venue is going to have that kind of stuff.
I know, and I think it's kind of cool that you got to know. I don't know.
It doesn't hurt, you know?
I mean, I just think people like to know shit before other people know shit.
That's fine. Again, if that feels right to you,
it does.
Then that's the angle you lean
I mean, I
into.
don't mind putting the love mic, but I think it's yeah. And really the kids just want a vibe. And whenever Jimmy showed me this place, I was like, this is a vibe.
What is the legal capacity there if you fill that room up?
We're actually breaking down the right wall and taking out the engineer room and making a green room where you actually come up.
Okay.
So
what's the capacity though? If you wanted to pack it wall to wall, how many people can you fit in there? 100? So I'm saying that to go like realistically then.
I guess I don't know.
Figure that out and then just say like, okay, if I'm trying to get to if I'm trying to get to 100, then next month, how do I just get 5? How do I get 5 casual
Dude, I had 7 from
non-performers?
Eventbrite.
There you go.
They were all from out of town. It was a group of 5 and a group of 2.
Wonderful.
And I think one thing that those people are missing is some alcohol.
Well, you can do BYOB there, right?
I do, but I think they were all from out of town. So.
Oh, well, you know, just
but the cafe upstairs in the building opens up.
Well, wonderful. There, yeah.
She closes at 3. She comes back at 7.
Okay.
And gives us cheaper food than she gives them during the day. Yeah.
Well, look, if you know the problems, then you can start chipping away at them. You just got to do one at a time.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
But,
I've definitely.
But I think finding local music fans
I love that.
is a good route to start. Because if they're investing into locals that are, because even a good local band, rough around the edges in a lot of way, right?
So so the bands are just the little bit of the harder ones. I get a lot of independence because of the setup time, and then I also feel like, you know, they're all paying. I feel like they should get that many songs because that many people.
Yeah,
so bands are just harder.
It is. Well, what you do with
I don't get a lot of bands, to be honest.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna have a band that like is your feature or something, you basically get it all set up before the show ever starts.
Feature.
Yeah, you get them all set up before the show ever starts, and then the equipment's ready to go.
Why try to reinvent something? Because I've just prided myself that I don't do features. I do celebrations. Go put out something or have a birthday.
Well, my celebration this thing is this band or this artist that I like, and they're going to do a 30-minute set this Monday at the end of the mic. It's not even a part of the mic. It's just something we're doing after the mic. You're all here, so you clearly you're going to be able to do it. You already paid to get in. It's part of it. Those people might bring some of their own fans and watch a little bit of the mic as well. And
God, that's good.
a lot of people just be thinking, what is this? What do we do? Oh, they do an open mic. Like, people who are trying to do this come here and work on their stuff. And people will be intrigued by it.
Thank you. I mean, I really feel like I kind of went to somewhat of a mentoring session.
Now, the best part about all this is I get to tell you that it works, and I don't actually have to make it work.
Yeah, but I kind of
so I get to go, these are great ideas.
Well, I just love that I can say, dude, he's the one. You should go listen to the podcast. It was because of him.
Well, I would love it if it worked, but I bet you've built a big community.
Yeah.
If you ran it to them and said, give me some ideas to get paying customers here so that we can take it off of y'all. And because you're right, everybody's strapped for cash. The day I tell you $8 is nothing, right? Like the only way I'll ever say money is nothing is if when you go, can I have $8? And I always go, here you go, right? It's like $8 is $8. And if you are working a job, that's time out of your day. So I don't think it's unreasonable, but it's like if you can find a way to get rid of it, that they all,
That'd be cool.
That'd be great. Like everybody wins. If you can find a way to replace that income with people coming in to watch the show, everybody wins. They get a crowd. The money's still coming in. They don't have to pay. Blah blah blah. And
so really, what happens is maybe they both pay $4.
It's up to them at that point,
right? I mean, if buy one get one, right?
Sure. I mean, it's just the point being.
That's what I would do. I'd bring you, and we'd be like, "Hey, bro, you paying $4? I pay $4."
Whatever. If you bring someone, it's off of you. And then I think you could do days where. I hate mentioning this because you could get performers that aren't great that could manipulate the system. But it's like if you did find a way to bring 10 or 15 people, maybe you get some more songs because you brought the crowd. And if I
have done something similar.
Yeah, where you go, hey, we're going to open it up.
Whoever brings the most
for this particular one, for every person you bring, you get 2 songs or something. I don't know, whatever you feel is appropriate. And maybe they love it, maybe they hate it. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it would help educate them a little bit.
Or the person that brings the most people gets the featured spot.
Maybe. If you do it this week, then next week you get the feature spot. That could be a fun challenge, and it'll foster a little bit of I think there's healthy competition, it gets you working a little harder. Something that I don't know if it's right for the open mic, but could be fun also is maybe, you could always do contest where I hate saying the word contest because art's not a contest, right? But you could have some people that maybe want to perform in the hopes of getting a feature spot or more time up there or something, and make it be where we have an audience judge type thing where it's who did you like the best? Show of applause or something. Not who's the worst or anything. But you get what I'm saying? Because I think what could happen is your artists that are wanting to progress, you're kind of giving them a goal. You're giving them something to go if I do that, I can get this. And maybe they'll go home that week or for several weeks, work on a couple songs, really dial them in and prove to themselves they're capable of a little more, right? Because I think a lot of people, especially musicians, it's I bet you'd finish that song if you had a reason to finish that song. I bet that song that you have done but needs some work, I bet you'd work on it more if you knew this important little gig was coming up or something. You had a reason to work on it. And then maybe they'll surprise themselves and go wow, actually, I cranked out 2 songs this week. I could do 2 songs every week and then I'd have an album real fast. Did
you hear about the Jambaloo thing, the 20K?
Mm-mm.
Jambaloo's giving out 20K. There's 10 people right now in the running, and one's from the community.
Oh.
And it's Roman, the writer, and he told us on Monday that the reason why he submitted is because I sent him the link.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. I think you can, while you're experimenting, just create some different nights and see how it goes, and just be clear with them. So if you're doing something real experimental, maybe that's a day you wave the cover because you're guys, we're trying something new. and we're going to see how it goes. And then maybe you learn something that works really well and changes it. But yeah, I mean, it's a mic. It's supposed to be experimental. Like, I think you have some fun. And
I want some comics back, and they don't like to pay.
Yeah, that's tough. The thing with comics that's tough is they have a ton of free open mics.
Yeah,
they can go
I mean,
to.
it's against their religion.
Yeah.
Like I know. But Teddy C's coming this week.
Why don't you just put on a comedy show sometime with it? Again, like we're talking about having a featured musician at the end of it. Why don't you have...
I used to start off with comics. So Teddy C would grab 3... I had 4 people that would put together 3 artists. Mm-hmm. And they would start the show at sundown. Mm-hmm. And so that was how they didn't have to pay, is they kind of were our openers.
Gotcha.
And that worked for a little while, but I don't know what happened, except for the artists were kind of assholes, but it's good for their muscle. Mm-hmm. But we're at sundown, and they weren't, I don't know. It's just the artists weren't there for comics.
Yeah, well, fortunately, the comics are used to that.
That's true. It's actually probably building their muscle.
Yeah, they until they're performing in comedy clubs, that's something they're going to have to deal with a lot. So I wouldn't worry about that. But yeah, I don't know. Just have fun, get weird with it, see what sticks, take it to the community, see what ideas they have as well, and tell them to listen to this and see if they like it, or if they think everything I mentioned is like, that's the worst idea ever.
Yeah, no, dude, this was so cool. Yeah. It's not often that I get to, and what I feel like I'm at, like by being able to come on here, I feel like I finally get, like I went to inspire people about mental health through my story, through comedy, and I haven't really been able to do that. And so being able to share some of that here is what I really sought out to do. Yeah. And so, and it's really just to inspire like have people reach out to me, and like I have resources for things. Mm-hmm. And so, so I feel like I finally kind of, when I'm doing podcasts and speaking and stuff, it's finally what I really was sought out to do.
Coming full circle.
Yeah.
Well, let's end it on that. That's great.
Cool. Thank you.
What's the best place for people to follow the mic? Instagram?
Yeah. The Love Mike Dallas.
Mm-hmm. And then remind me the location is...
and the Love Mike Dallas is sponsored by...
Here we go.
Serenity Hair RX.
There you go.
That is for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and it's so
where we give the best head in town.
The actual street is what, Ford Street?
Yeah, Ford Road. It's
Ford Road.
12005 Ford Road.
Yeah, but for anybody who's wondering where that is, it's basically 635 and I-35, right?
Yeah.
Over by Josie Records.
You got it, yeah.
That little area. Yeah. So if you're going to get a record on a Monday, you might as well hang out and go check out the open mic.
Yes. I should probably go in there and introduce my
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys clearly love music.
Yeah, right. I mean,
there you go.
That is so silly.
Go meet your neighbors.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else you want to throw in there?
I mean, no, you've been great. Thank you for all you do.
Oh, well.
I know you mentioned something online that were you considering doing something live?
I'm considering not doing a live podcast, but doing live maybe like comedy shows for I've been fortunate. I've had comics on here that I like, and then there's a lot of people that I like that I haven't had on the show yet. Yep. So I was thinking about maybe doing some showcases with, like these are maybe my favorites or something like that. I don't know how to phrase it. I don't want to say favorites, but something of like, I think these people are really good. Let's put on a show. Maybe have, I don't know, like 7 to 10 comics or something, and just have a fun show with it. Selfishly too, it's like, I would want to do something that helps raise more awareness about the podcast, and I'm a fan of, and the things that I'm trying to do with that. But
so, do you have to be a fan of
the person, the comic,
or the person you're having across the table from?
Absolutely, that's the name of the show. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I've had to tell a few people, like politely, respectfully, but it's just like, hey, the music is of high production quality, and I can tell you really care about what you do, but it's just not for me, And so, if it's here, if you're here, I enjoy it.
Okay.
And I mean, otherwise we have to change the name.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was talking to Sage on the way here.
I don't do any favors.
He's the Artist Connect app, and I said, you know what? I'm going to go. I go. He's a fan of, and I'm going to go leave all of that here. Yeah. Because it was good for my ego and my confidence that you're a fan.
Oh, I like it. Look, you've been working on something for 4 years now, multiple locations. You've built a community with it. You like what you're doing, and you're putting all this effort in. And I was explaining to someone, it's like people that put this much effort into something with really no return. Like right. you could not do this, and you could go make more money doing something else. You're in all likelihood you're losing money on this every week. But you're building this community. You enjoy doing it. You have a reason. And then when I actually go see it, it's like, okay, well, it's got the elements that I enjoy. I mean, when I'm coming in, I'm wondering like, God, please have a PA. Please have this. Please have that. You guys have the things you need to get it going.
Cool.
The rest of it is just how do you want to tweak it so that you love it and it just keeps getting better.
Right, which is having more,
but that's you.
more
That's,
non-performers.
Yeah, but that's just it's your show. You got to decide.
But I think you helped me with my solution. Yeah. So, hey, buddy, if you bring 2 friends, you get in for free.
We're stopping there. Thanks so much.
The I'm a Fan of podcast.